to have fun with my phone. Okay, let me get to we need to check a browser to see if we're being seen. I think we made it for that too.
Hi, Donnell Stitchery. Okay, there you guys. I'm glad you guys found the new link. Yeah, you're in the right place. Sorry about that.
Okay, hey everybody. I'm so sorry for the tech problems. My name is Katie. Welcome to Greenland Quilter, and Chaunda's come to sew with us. And I think I have lost Chaunda's voice. Can you?
Yeah,
Hello?
something's happening to me over here.
Oh, I hear you now. Sorry.
Hi, Donnell Stitchery. Okay, there you guys. That's what happened. I have to mute that.
Andrea, give me a minute to fix the closed captioning. Can you hear us?
Well, I can definitely hear you, so I hope they can hear you and me.
I hope so too. Something happened. I can see and hear you both. Okay. All right. Give me a minute while I fix closed captioning. And then I'll get my other camera up and going. Can you talk to them while I'm doing all that?
I sure can.
Please.
So I guess we'll just start. I'll tell you guys what I'm working on today. I am working on potentially three things because I have a quilt that I'm working on. So I'm sewing together some strip sets that I will be then subcutting and then making blocks. And while I'm doing that, I'll be working on a leader ender project. And if I get tired of sewing, I might do a little crochet. So that's what I'll be doing today.
I'm trying to get my phone on here so we can have another camera. Come on. This is odd. Okay, so we're gonna have to do this the hard way. Okay. We might get it on here this time. Okay. Looks like
We got Candace. Hi, Candace. We got Nana Mona. Hello. And Andrea, Teresa, and Kelly, you guys all made it back from the from the other one, the failed live.
yeah, I don't know what happened, man. That's the first time that's happened in a long time. Sorry, you guys. Now let me get this so I can see everybody on the chat. Okay, so hello everybody. I'm so sorry for the tech problems. Let me go back and say hello to everybody. Hi, Donnell. Hello, Teresa, Kelly, Andrea. Andrea, I got the closed captioning up and running, I think. Hi, Candace. Hello, Nana, or is it Nana? Mona. Oh, hi. Yo, Patty Key. Hello. And hi, Andrea.
Hi, Patty.
Okay, so Andrea, do you see the closed captioning on the screen?
I definitely do. So
Yeah, I can see it too. I just want to make sure she's seeing it
absolutely.
because that's important. Okay, good. All right. So it looks like whatever was wrong is now kind of resolved, except now I'm in a hot mess. Okay. Let me adjust some windows a little bit. I'm going to put Chaunda's main picture up top and the sewing machine underneath her. And wait. Yeah. All right. Can everybody see all 4 cameras? Okay. In the meantime, while I'm waiting on y'all to answer, I am going to be working on finishing up my clue 9 of my village green begonia. And you know what? After clue 9, guess what happens? Clue 10 is putting the whole shebang together. So I probably will start doing that next week on one of the lives, probably on several of the lives. I don't know. So because tomorrow I want to save my Stronger Together to sew tomorrow night because but Katie's coming back to sew, and since this tomorrow starts the Stronger Together sew along, I am thrilled to be doing this while she's sewing with us. So I think that's pretty darn cool. So tonight, me and Chaunda's going to have a relaxed sew together, and I want you guys to tell us what you're working on first. So share what you're working on while we get started on sewing. And Chaunda, if you want to share anything else, you sure, yeah, jump in, interrupt.
No, I'm good for now. I'm actually really excited to sew. I want to get these blocks done. Because once I get the blocks done, then I can go back to crocheting. Like I want to get certain stuff done before I go back to my crochet project. So
Andrea says, now all of that is over. Laugh out loud. Hello, Chaunda. Good to see you.
good to see you, Andrea. I'm glad you're able to join the live stream.
I'm just happy we figured. I must have did some kind of setting wrong. I don't know. I'll worry about it later. I'll go back to see what I did wrong, or I might not be able to even figure it out. Sean will be proud of me. I didn't panic and just say we're not doing this. And you know, stuff happens sometimes. So what are y'all working on? Teresa said she just had lunch.
But what time zone is it? It must be really early over there. You must be on the West Coast.
Yeah, Teresa's on the West Coast. Yep. Hi, Robin.
Thank
I love
you,
that.
Robin.
Robin says, I love that cobalt blue. It's gorgeous. She must be talking about your blue, Chaunda.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited about it also.
Okay. So these are going to be upside down. This, sorry, I'm talking out loud here. And B. Okay, just make sure I don't do these wrong.
All right, it's getting serious. I just took my shoe off, so you know. And you guys let me know if you can hear my sewing machine or if it's too loud, okay?
If I hear it, I can always fix the setting. See, I don't hear it. And I've only got the moderate setting set on the Zoom.
Okay.
Can anyone else hear her machine? Because I don't hear it. So maybe the reason we hear it on other channels is because they don't set settings to totally blast the loudness of the juki out.
It could be. And it could be that, you know, it's just me personally. It might be in a more studio setup. The logistics might be different.
I could tell you the one that can't, in Kimberly's lives, that juki is so loud. I'm like, good grief, you need earplugs.
Yeah, it's probably because she's mic'd. And the mic that she's wearing is probably picking up the noise from the machine.
Oh, okay, so maybe it's not as loud as I think it is.
No, because I have a juki and it's no louder than my Janome. And if it gets loud, it means you need to oil it.
I don't even know if they sell jukis on this side of the pond. Well, it's from Japan. I don't know why they wouldn't. Japanese made company. Basically what I'm doing is I'm sewing let me see here, F and A, which would be, I'm section 1 and section 2 together right now, and I'll show you when I get all 4 of them done, and then I'll be adding the next section onto that.
Andrea, how many rabbits do you have?
I was going to ask that question. You beat me to it. Chaunda, do you think that I noticed that at the QuiltCon that Kai Scissors is going to be there?
The
Do you
who?
think also Kai Scissors?
Oh,
I wonder if they would also have a scissor sharpening person there.
that I do not know.
I need to find a kitchen store so I can buy a very expensive meat cleaver because mine bit to dust after having it for 35 years.
Well, I mean, after that amount of time, I can say you got your money's worth. I mean,
Yeah. Nikolai accidentally bent the blade because it was chopping through bone, and I guess the blade had finally started wearing down or something, and it bent it. So it no longer cuts like it's supposed to. So I'm gonna have to buy a new one. You should be able to cut bone with it.
yeah.
And that one's a big one I have, so I need to find another one. Andrea says she has 4 does in a buck and a dozen babies right now, with 2 more does expecting tonight, tomorrow night. So you're on baby watch.
That's a lot.
Yep,
It must be like in some type of outdoor hutch, I'm guessing.
probably. Yes. Hi, Jean.
Hi, Jean.
How goes it? What you working on, Jean?
It's driving me nuts.
I want chickens, but I can't convince my husband to let me have any. He says it would be too much hassle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she eats the rabbits. I thought that's what she was raising, those meat rabbits. I know a few
I just thought maybe because I have a guinea pig, so I know a lot of people that have rabbits as pets. So I just thought maybe I was like, well, sheesh, maybe she's a breeder or something.
Well, I figured it was meat rabbits because I know a couple of people online that does that. Another food source that you can raise in your backyard. Nora is snoring under the table. Jean says that she is working on an embroidered cornerstone blocks for my round robin challenge quilt at the moment. And then Andrea says, yes, outside. I cleaned out under the hutches this morning and added to the compost pile. Yeah. You don't have chickens? They say rabbit poop makes great gardening manure or fertilizer. My mom used to use the chicken poop for the same thing, but you always have to be careful with it because it's so acidic. You could burn all your garden to the ground if you let it touch, the green stuff.
Jeez.
So she got where she was composting it and then putting it around her garden. My mom used to grow the most beautiful food gardens. She would get several bushels of peas and beans and stuff every summer, and squash, which I can't stand, and okra, which I love.
Yeah, I don't eat that.
Oh my gosh, I just love okra. If I could grow that here, I would, but not possible. Too chilly. Okra loves being hot. Jim says I have been making quilted hearts for Valentine's Day. Oh, awesome. Y'all should share your pictures of what you're working on over on the Greenland Quilter group so I can see what you're working on. If you post them tonight, early, fast enough, I will share them with everybody in the channel tonight before we close the live. So go post what you're working on over there. Show me what you've been doing.
So yeah, Andrew, she did say she keeps the
share.
rabbits outside.
Yep. She says no chickens. I cannot have them where I live. If they knew I had rabbits, I would probably have to get rid of them. Uh-oh. But they are quiet, so no one has to complain, laugh out loud, and I have an 8-foot privacy fence. Hey, whatever goes on in the backyard is none of anybody else's business.
I would get chickens, but I'm too lazy. I don't even like to go outside, so that's not going to work out.
Nothing like fresh eggs, though, instead of store-bought.
I love eggs, but
Ew.
having to go out, I just buy like the pasture-raised organic ones. I do prefer fresh eggs, but I know me, and especially if it's too hot or too cold, I'm not gonna want to go outside to the pen and feed them and do what has to be. I'm not gonna want to do it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Now, if my kids were younger and I could make them do it, then I would do that.
Nancy says, amen. Jim says, need to get a new phone. Camera broke. Uh-oh, that's not good. All right, I'm going to press these 2 pieces I just sewed together.
I am going to be cleaning out my machine because my thread keeps breaking. So maybe my machine needs a little oil.
Come on, I need that. Wow, 14 days to go, and then I'll be in the air the next day after that.
Wow, it's coming up quick.
Yep.
And I was looking at my calendar, I noticed that. I was like, sheesh.
Yesterday, or for the last 2 days, I've been doing my son's taxes. Day before yesterday, I got his 2022 taxes done, and he put them in the mail yesterday because the person who was supposed to be doing his taxes never did his taxes. And then the new 2023 taxes, I got those filed last night. So there's that. I'm so happy about doing that because, you know, any little bit of funds right now will help him out. And he has a job potential. He might be able to get a job at Dollar General.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He talked to the manager inside one of the Dollar Generals because I gave him a list of things to do. And I said, I want you to go by all the Dollar Generals to see how many of them are hiring. And he went through, I guess he went by 4 or 5 of them, and nearly all of them are hiring. He says they're so short of help right now, it's crazy. So I'm like, this should help Thomas get a job quickly. And then it's just a matter of finding housing for him.
So Andrea says having the rabbits makes her go outside, otherwise she would be the same way. And she needs to go outside and enjoy the sunshine. She said her husband works from home, so she can't sew while he's working, but she's about to solve that problem. Now I'm intrigued, Andrea. Suzanne says, hi, ladies, trying to finish up a quilt as you go.
Nice.
And guess who Nancy says, that's why my mom and daddy had all the farm animals after I got married. They got rid of them.
That's funny.
I think if my kids were like 10, 12, 8, I would definitely get some chickens and make them do everything. I definitely would.
It's a good way to teach responsibility.
Exactly.
I actually liked helping my mom feed the animals.
Yeah, I think a lot of kids would like that, to be honest.
And the gardening fascinated me. She just, I don't know, she didn't spend time really working with me with gardening. It wasn't until I met my only paternal aunt who gave me ornamental cuttings of coleus and told me what to do with them when I got home. And then I discovered it was my superpower because I could grow everything I touched just about.
Oh, I definitely can't.
I definitely have a gift. It's the one thing I know I'm good at. I mean, I've killed my fair share of plants. We all do. But that's how you learn what not to do the next go around. I can't see what they're saying because my back is to the. I'll be over there in a minute, you guys. I'm just pressing these blocks.
Oh, Andrea says her daughter bought her some soundproofing stuff to put on the wall between his office and his sewing room. That's genius.
Yeah, that is awesome.
I know I'm down in our garage, but the person who owned the house before me insulated and soundproofed the garage. So when I'm down here sewing, if I close the door, nobody can hear anything.
Oh, cool. I don't think that when my husband's in the bedroom, he can hear the sewing machine in there. Of course, this Junomi's not all that loud to begin with. All right, where are you laying at so I don't accidentally run over you? This pen, this acorn pen, you guys, I filled it up. I used it a little bit, I don't know, last time I used it. I just got it and it's empty. So where did all of it go?
They leak. You got to keep them upright.
Apparently. And that little bottle don't go very far.
Just use best press in there.
Yep. And that's probably what I'm going to do. When I go to the US, I'm going to come back with a bottle of it. Hi, Debbie. So, Debbie, you're so with Debbie. I wonder if you're saying there's another Debbie that I wanted to get. I'll ask my question later. Robin says, Andrea, if your sewing table is against the wall, move it 2 to 3 inches away. It will reduce noise. Yeah, and also if you put like a yoga mat or something up underneath your sewing machine, that will also reduce the noise. Because it slows down the vibration. Hello, Terry. How's it going? Thank you for coming. All right, now this is supposed to be upside down so I don't get myself confused. All right, now we're going to sew the next ones together. Y'all, me and Kelly will be sewing pretty soon. The date is getting closer.
What date is that?
The date that we're going to sew together is February the 6th or something. Yeah. So I will be sewing with Kelly on February the 8th.
Okay.
So it's getting closer. Oh, she says it's not against the wall, but he's a telemarketer and his mic picks up everything. He cannot hear me, but his customers can. Maybe he needs to fix a setting in his software.
Well, probably the job, probably limits what you can do,
Yeah. Probably, more than likely. Have fun. The 2Ks. What is Debbie, what does that mean? Oh, I get it now. Never mind. I get it. I'm testing something out on the bot. I don't know why I didn't say what the link is though. Kelly says I use my camera phone with an app for my lives with StreamYard. I hope it works with our Zoom or with your Zoom. Yeah, I hope it works with my Zoom. I don't know why not. Because all I'll be doing is giving you a link and then you click on the Zoom link and it pulls you into Zoom. Yeah, thanks, Debbie. I didn't get that to start with. Duh. Andrea says he's an insurance agent and takes incoming calls. He is not tech savvy and is lucky to be able to turn the computer on. Uh-oh. That's funny.
I love it.
That one pin. I am so happy. I'm getting close enough. When I finish this Clue 9, I will be ready to put the whole village green together. That makes me happy.
And that's a PMQ?
Yes, it's the one that I didn't get to finish because of my sewing disaster in the sewing room. It happened right before, or it happened at the end of October. I'm trying to think when end of November is when we finished Village Green, I think. I don't remember exactly when we finished it. But I didn't get to sew because I couldn't even walk in the room without turning around and walking back out again. I do have a piece of news, you guys. My bad dreams are slacking off finally. Not having them every night now, so that's a good thing.
I don't remember my dreams.
I don't remember. I just know I wake up because they're bad, and then I can't go back to sleep because I have the ability to drop myself right back into the same dream I was having, which is strange that I can do that, but yeah.
I can do that. I can do that. But generally they don't scare me because like I forget them so quickly. But so I'll remember, it's really weird. Like I'll fall asleep and I'll be like, this is the same dream I was having. But then by the time I wake up, it's gone. And so I just don't.
Yep. I don't remember what the bad dreams are about. I just know they wake me and then I can't go back to sleep. But the last 2 nights I've been able to sleep 6 hours instead of 3.
That's improvement.
So that's progress.
Improvement.
Yep. That means my brain is going back to the, you never know how long the symptoms of PTSD is going to last when something triggers it because you have no control over it.
Yep.
Especially if it relates to having bad dreams. No, it was weird that I was having them because I haven't had bad dreams in like, I don't know, maybe 14 years now, something like that. So that tells you how long I haven't had any symptoms. I could chalk up a lot of it up to living over here, because I'm happy. No, Andrea, still no contractor.
Oh my God, still?
Still. They dropped off the scaffolding and everything, and I haven't seen them since. And I'm sure some of it has to do with what's going on with our weather. Not all of it. There's no excuse for them not showing up that first week after they dropped off the scaffolding because the weather was fine. But because we're in the process of, well, we have been waiting for our fuel tank to get really low enough because we're doing a tank change. Because the tank that we're using is like 30 something years old now, and it's got garbage in the bottom of it. And so I had contacted the fuel company Wednesday to say, hey, you know, I went out and sticked the tank because I know how to do that. And it's low enough you guys can come and change the tank. He says, let me get back to you. And then he had gotten my email address and he wrote me an email later and he says, you know what? It's too cold for us to switch to fuel because it was 2 degrees outside with the wind blowing, which means the chill factor was what, twice that. And so he said, when it warms up, we'll come and do it. So he said to keep me from running out of fuel, they came Friday and put 100 liters in it. And then yesterday they put 100 liters in it. Okay. You know, to make sure I don't run out because, you know, that's a big risk waiting. Because we really want to get this tank done because I don't want them filling it up again. And us, because the last time we filled our tank was in November. And he's like, wow, it took a long time to get low. I said, yeah, because we're not using tons of fuel. And he says, well, and I told him, I said, now it's time to do it because now it's low enough. Okay, let me see what I missed. Question for the streamers. What video editing software do you use or recommend? You're asking the wrong person on that one.
You really are. I use Adobe Premiere Elements for editing. That's what I currently use.
Yeah, I still haven't found the right one that I like yet. I've been mostly using the Microsoft Clipchamp and doing some of it on there because I can add music easy enough with that one, but I haven't figured out the rest of it because in order to figure out the rest of it, you got to pay for it.
Robin, thanks for reminding us to like the live stream. I just hit the like button.
Thank you. Okay, so let me see here.
Joycey, what part of North Carolina are you from? And if you told me this in the last live, forgive me. My memory is trash.
Hi, Joy T. Yeah, welcome. And you're never late. No one is ever late. You showed up, that's fine by me. Now, see, Kelly says she uses Corel programs for editing. I have the whole Corel Draw suite. What do you have, Kelly? Because I think one of those I can edit videos with. I just haven't tried to. Let me press this. I'll be right back while you answer my question.
To probably put my camera on the other side of the sewing machine. That way you could see me and the machine. That would have been smarter.
Hey, well, it's okay. You know, next time let's find that too. You know,
that's what I'm gonna do next time.
You said, do you have a whole Adobe kit or just the Illustrator?
Huh? I have Adobe Premiere Elements.
So is that like a sub off of the whole Adobe kit, or did you have?
Yeah, but it's completely separate from like the PDF reader.
I know, but Adobe also does Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Photo something.
Yeah, so it's the same company, completely different software.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was part of that big suite that's so expensive.
No, you have to buy it separately. And now I'm sure they offer some all-in package where you can buy all of it, but I bought it as a standalone package.
What kind of price was on it?
I don't remember because it was 2021. And I know that I cheated and used my daughter's student discount.
They don't check. Right.
So I don't think I paid more than $120 for it.
My whole Corel suite is the educational one, and there's no difference between that one and if you went and paid the $300 for it. It's just mine is the only thing different about it is you don't get the book with it. That's
you don't get the what?
Different.
I'm gonna have to change my sound. This is not gonna work.
Am I garbled again?
No. It's just that my laptop has very low sound.
Oh, okay.
It just doesn't get very loud. It's always been that way. It's just the nature of the laptop. So I'm just gonna switch my sound.
I need to put some more of that. What did I do that pin? I need to press that seam in the middle, so let's put some of that in. Kelly says she has Corel Video Studio Pro 2019. Mine is Corel Draw Suite with all of that stuff in it. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Katy and Chaunda. Great to see you both. I hit the thumbs up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Any of you that has not joined Chaunda's channel, I'll post the link. Please go over there and give her some love and subscribe to her channel if you haven't done it. And I will post the link here in just a second.
Okay, yeah, that's going to be much better. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Because my laptop volume is so low that, like, if I'm 5 feet away from my laptop sewing, it makes it hard for me to hear what you guys are saying. So at least this way I can switch to my phone auto and I can put my Bluetooth in, and then that makes it much easier for me to hear.
Teresa says she can't hear me when I'm ironing. Okay, I'll have to yell. That's something I'll work on when I go to the United States, getting things I need to compensate for that kind of thing. See, we didn't have that problem when we were in the sewing room because everything was right there, you know?
I swear, I love this Juki. Anytime you're having a problem with it, all you got to do is unthread it, oil it, rethread it, good to go.
The only time I have trouble with my Janoni is if it gets dirty.
As if it what?
Is when the bobbin case gets dirty.
Oh. The main part, the only oh no, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Once I clean it out, it seems to be fine again.
The problem I had with my Janome was with the dual feed, the integrated walking foot.
Yeah.
When something happened, I don't know what happened with that machine, but anytime I sewed at like the fastest speed,
yep,
it would like pop out and make a loud clunking noise.
That doesn't sound right.
And so I didn't know that's what it was. I just knew that it's just sometimes it sewed perfectly and sometimes it didn't. And I didn't know what the problem was, to be honest. And so I took it to have it serviced because it needed, cleaning. And they did some stuff, but I still had that problem. So I had to turn my speed limiter to like midway, because if I went faster than that, it's like it would come loose. And I was gonna have it fixed, but I broke it before that I could do that. So
I haven't tried to use the walking foot because I'm afraid I won't get it on the back of the whatever you call that part of it. And,
I use my walking foot like when I was doing any type of when I would just use like straight line quilting, or if I just wanted to do like a serpentine stitch or a zigzag, I would use my walking foot.
Okay, I have all of these, this part done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be sewing. I'll show you what I'll do. I'm going to be sewing.
Hi, Debbie.
So basically these two are going to be sewn together. And there'll be 4 of them.
So Charlotte, I have Juki TL2000. I would have gotten the 2010, but this was going to be a backup machine for me, and so I couldn't justify the extra expense. But if I had thought about it, if I had bought it before the pandemic, before the prices went up, I probably would have got the 2010. But the pandemic had hit by the time I went to buy it, and the prices had shot up, and there was scarcity, like they were hard to find, and so I was like, I'm just gonna get the 2010. I mean the 2000. I'm gonna get the cheaper one.
I just saw a mistake. Good thing I saw it before I started on.
So Debbie says she has a Juki TL18, but it's picky about thread.
I've heard a lot of people talk about their Jukis being persnickety about thread.
My Janome didn't like a connecting threads thread, but my Juki will sew with anything. Oh, maybe I should start using that thread again now that I'm using the Juki.
Yeah.
It did not like that thread. It was just a little thicker, and it just didn't matter what needle I used. It just didn't like it. And I had a ton of it too. I was like, oh, this is way cheaper than Orifil.
I should test the Missouri Star thread I have. I have some in my drawer. It came in as freebies with something else. And I haven't tried it because I really like the or you know the old saying, if it's not broke, don't mess with it.
Mm-hmm.
This Janome never gives me trouble about this thread I'm using, which is Orifil.
I used Missouri Star thread.
Yeah.
In my I used Missouri Star thread in my Janome. I did not have a problem with it. It was fine.
Okay, because I thought about testing it out. I need to use it at some point whenever I see something that the colors will match. Because right now I mostly just use Dove color for piecing with.
Well, mine was specifically for free motion. I was doing free motion, so I didn't piece with the Missouri Star thread, but I free motioned to quilt with it, and I had no problems.
Oh, okay. Now I haven't tried free motion quilting on here yet. I'm not ready for that yet, I don't think.
Oh no, you came unthreaded. That's my fault.
I sewed one of these in the wrong side, or sewed the green one on the wrong side. Glad I caught that before I sewed it to the other one. But only one of them did I do that to. So you guys, uh-oh, what's on my screen? Go away. Okay, so I sewed this green on the wrong side, and I'm glad I caught it before I sewed it to what I'm going to be sewing together. So see, even you see that I am fixing this on a live instead of waiting till we get off. Okay, so this is this way. And then Robin says, Joy T, I have to get 5 more yards of material for the second one. I'm not sure what that's about. And 4.5 yards for the first. And then Candace says, I'm going to shop around at QuiltCon for a second machine straight stitch. And Suzanne says, I have a Juki DX7. It likes my thread. Debbie says the TL18 just has a micro lifter for thick seams and came with extra feet. Charlotte says, I have the Juki T18 QVP. Got it from So Yeah, love it. Joy says, Katy received my StrongerTogether fabric. Oh, yay! From Fat Quarter Shop today or yesterday, and it's so pretty. We'll start cutting it on Friday. Well, if you have any questions, let me know. Robin says, Joy, I am finished cutting the material I have for the second hexi quilt. Pastry Queen says, hello, I just got home. Hello, hello. Brenda
Hi,
says,
Pastry Queen.
Hey, Brenda Foley. Kelly says, hello, Leanna. And hello, Brenda. And Pastry says, my son just installed a bot for me. Hello, Kelly. Debbie says, I am sorry. I have to go out and find a zipper, making a dress for an event. Bye, everyone. See you later.
Bye, Debbie.
Debbie. Brenda says, hi, Kelly. Joy says, hi, Liana. Kelly says, good luck, Debbie. And Pastry says, I just handed my son a laptop with directions of what I want. He's doing my homework to help me out.
That's what's up. I love that.
Hey, lucky. I wish I had a techie person. Well, Nikolai's techie, but he's at sea. He called me 2 days ago, you guys.
Everything's good?
He says they're fine, just no satellite. And he says everybody's a little grumpy because they can't, get online or talk to their family or anything. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure you're one of them too. Not being able to get online or anything. But I filled him in on everything I took care of and that he would normally take care of. And yeah, he said that it's fine. Fishing's going slow, of course. It's always like that on that side of the coast because there's competition of fish. That's why they don't usually fish on that side of the coast. Because all those fish love eating shrimps. I asked him why they didn't fish down here in the southern tip of Greenland in the Atlantic like they do up the west coast. Competition of fish.
Okay.
They would be catching more fish than they would be shrimp, and it would be cod.
Okay.
And and Nikolai doesn't like throwing cod back out and it be dead, because they grunt or they, if they stay in the net too long, they can die. If they don't exit out there's this thing that they can exit out of, but sometimes they get confused and don't go out that. I don't know what it's called. It's got a name. He showed me a video. Y'all gonna laugh, and if I can find the video, I'll put the link over inside my Greenland Quilter group. It shows this seal swimming up into the net. He knew how to get up in the net, and he sat at this box area, which is where if they're big animal, big fish, they exit out this hole. He was sitting there, and as the cod was running by him, because that's what they were hauling the gear to get, he was eating all of the cod that would come by him. He was getting a freebie meal while hiding inside the net.
Lovely.
I'm like, that's a smart seal.
Yeah, that was a good day for him.
Yep. Didn't have to hunt for it. I just got me some free food. Have to leave it up to animals sometimes. They figure out things.
Well, they say seals are incredibly smart, though. Yep. So.
Okay, now that I fixed that mistake, now I'm going to sew them together. My husband works on a factory shrimp trawler. So it's Northern Atlantic shrimp that they fish for. But not all of the fleet is exclusively shrimp. There is also some of them are cod trawlers. Some of them are like the newest one to the fleet can do both. And it's a humongous ship. Nikolai and them will be getting their ship in 2 more years. And then they'll finally get off that, aglomerate, because that agglomerate's got, I swear, it seems like it's cursed. They had nothing but trouble with that thing. Turn this the other direction so I can see what I'm doing.
Took it too far. Took it too far.
Kelly says she has to head out too and finish my laundry. Okay, thank you for coming and have a nice night.
Thank you. I need to look at the chat. I haven't looked at the chat.
What is everyone up to? I am working on my village green. clue number 9 of begonia. So when I finish this, it'll be all ready for me to go ahead and start putting the whole thing together. She asked what we were all doing.
I am working on a quilt called Upscale Plaid that looks like this.
That's really cool. And the colors you're going to use, it's going to be pretty.
Yep, and so I'm doing 2 of them because I'm a glutton, and so these are my 2 color schemes.
Rhonda says the sharks following fish boats here in Florida. They eat fish as the people are reeling them in. That doesn't surprise me. Sharks are another one that's not dumb. They just need to learn not to eat people. Or bite them anyway. There was a video I saw the other day where I don't remember what kind of shark it was, but he was chasing a fish, and he came all the way up to where the water meets the sand, and someone was standing there and they go running. The shark wasn't the least bit worried about the human. He was after the fish he was chasing.
Sounds about right.
The shark's not going to come out of the water and bite you. Not on land anyway. Michelle says she likes the look of plaids.
I do too. I love all of those like 1970s prints. So plaid, argyle, houndstooth. I love all of it. Paisley is my absolute favorite.
Pastry says, "I'm sorry I missed that. I had to." Okay. Pastry fish for Northern Atlantic shrimp, and then Pastry also says, "That's pretty. Is it a free pattern for your plaid?"
It is not. It is not. I wish it was, but no. But I love plaid so much, and I kind of collect plaid kind of patterns. I have several. But when I saw this one and I saw that she was doing a sew along that was starting in January, I was like, well, I gotta have that. She's probably like one of my favorite pattern designers. And I probably have more of her patterns than anyone because I can't count Missouri Star because Missouri Star had like $3 patterns forever, and you could buy Block magazine for like $6 and get a ton of patterns. So I don't really count them. But as far as like people that I've actually like paid, $12, $13 for a pattern, I think I might have more of hers than anyone. Between I think her pen and paper patterns is another one that I like a lot. Although I don't always make their quilts because they're very intricate. I like their patterns. I think I just bought one not too long ago. And there's a couple others.
Let's see here. Charlotte says, "I'm taking a break from quilting and making a Bailey Island hobo bag from Auntie's 2 patterns I made with jelly rolls." And
Wait,
Andrea says, "Pastry Farms, I started working on designing a Puerto Rican flag pattern for you and Debbie. It is a foundation paper piece. Do you do foundation paper piece?" And Pastry says, "I will look that up."
I have a pattern from Auntie's too. And it's for a bag also, and it came with like the handles and stuff. But I'm not quite good at making bags. So I'm not ready to make it yet. I think it's called the Camden bag. I feel like it was Camden, but was the name of the bag pattern. I got a good price on it at Missouri Star. Missouri Star is doing free shipping today, so I had to make sure to stay away from their site.
Yeah, I can't spend any money right now because it's all going to go to traveling. I was kind of hoping my tree of life would get here before I left, but I don't think it's going to happen. It'll probably arrive 2 weeks after I've left.
Well, it'll be there for you when you get back at least.
Yeah, I'm just going to make sure I keep a good track on it. And because they'll hold my mail up at the post office for me, so I don't have to worry about that. I really don't ask, I don't add getting my mail to the tasks that Hanifa has to keep up with. Keeping up with the house and the dogs is more than plenty for her to do while she's trying to go to school. But she'll enjoy being over here because, you know, they live in an apartment. So every time she gets to stay here at the house, she's in heaven. But she
Oh
doesn't
yeah, I
have
imagine.
yeah, because there's no noise except, you know, if somebody's uh walking by the house or something. You don't have neighborhood drinking noise.
I grew up in an apartment, an 8-story apartment.
Yeah, I'm not gonna live in an apartment. You know, that's you know, we talked about, you know, we could move to Nuke, and I'm like, yeah, but I'm not living in an apartment. No, not gonna happen. I don't want
Yeah,
to
I
be
was
traumatized
born
every
and
time
raised.
people are drinking.
Well, I mean, nobody. I mean, I don't know.
Was the place where you at pretty quiet, or was it noisy with
Well, I mean,
fireworks?
I was an hour north of Manhattan. So it's still kind of city-ish. And the Metro North train ran right behind my building.
Oh
And the
wow.
Metro North runs every 15 minutes. So at certain times, and then other times like every 30 minutes, every hour. So I kind of got used to the sound of a train coming behind my house. So
Mhm.
I was born there, so I never knew any different. So it wasn't bothersome because I never knew it could be any other way.
Well, your brain also turns that noise off because my mom
Yes.
and dad, my mom and dad bought a house that was like I don't know 10 miles from a smaller airport. It wasn't the small planes that makes the noise. There's a big aircraft maintenance company that's on the other end of the runway, and they would work on C-130s, DC-8s, and things like that. And a lot of times
Hmm.
you hear the engine. They would sit on the tarmac testing engines, you know, for hours at a time. And if that were, I never even heard them anymore.
Yeah, my before I moved where I'm at now, the house that I rented was not too far from RDU, and you would hear the planes. And it
Yeah,
never bothered me because I'm like, I grew up with a train behind my house. This is nothing.
yeah, that noise is nothing. That's right. They have a siren that goes off here every Wednesday at 12 o'clock on the sharp. And the first time I heard it, it scared the bejeebus out of me because I didn't even know what it was because I've never heard one. It's like the same siren they use for tornadoes or like for bombings, I guess. And anyway,
Hmm.
the first time it went off, I asked Nikolai, like, what the heck is that? And he told me. I said, well, what is it for? He says, I don't know. I said, so you've been listening to this all your life and you have no idea what it's for? Nope. Nobody's ever really talked about what it's for. It was put there during World War II, and I guess nobody's really discussed why they test it every Wednesday still. So anyway, now if there was really an emergency, I would not know it because I don't hear it anymore. My brain is like clicked it off like, no, that's not there no more.
It's weird because it's like you hear it, but you don't remember that you heard it. Because it's
Exactly.
like your brain knows that that's not important. And
Yep.
that's how I am. That's how I am with everything, though. That's why my memory is so bad. Because if it's not relevant to me in the moment,
Then
it's
you don't
gone.
think about it again.
Mm-mm.
Yep.
I'm not an observant person.
So you guys,
Other days
just to be transparent here, the very first one that I sewed together is down there at the bottom. I sewed one side of it on the wrong side. So I'm going to have to get Jack out and take it apart and sew it on the right side.
Pastry Queen, I'm not in New York currently. I was born and raised there. I lived there till I was 19, and then I moved to North Carolina. I lived in a city called White Plains.
Do you like North Carolina better?
I mean, well, yeah. I mean, first of all, the climate is better, right? It's not friggin' freezing, and also you can afford to live here. Like when I left New York, it was extremely unaffordable. It still
Yeah.
is.
New York is like California, expensive.
Now, if you go way upstate, it's basically farmland and it's completely cheap. So it's not all like California, but the lower part is
Do you know I've been to Poughkeepsie?
which Metro North stop was it Pastry Queen? Which Metro North stop?
She says, darn, autocorrect keeps auto-correcting your name. She says,
Yeah,
sorry.
it does that.
It's sticking an
It
R
does
in
that.
it, isn't it?
It does it to me too, or it does Chanda. It does it to me too. Bad when you text your own name incorrectly because it auto corrected.
Yeah, it's like my given name's Catherine, but it's not spelled the usual way. Everybody misspells it. Apparently, it's an old English spelling. I've been to I can never say this name, Poughkeepsie a couple of
Poughkeepsie?
times. And I've been to Catskills, and I've also stayed at a cabin on Amber Lake in the Catskills, and that was enjoyable. I have pictures of the lake.
I never lived in Poughkeepsie, but I lived in Peekskill for a little while.
I've never seen so many deer just standing around.
Oh, I definitely have. When I used to go visit before my fiance before he moved up here, I used to go visit him in Georgia. Sometimes he would drive up here, sometimes I'd drive down there. And normally I would leave after work on a Friday. And it's about a 6 hour drive. So I would hit the road like four. And so by the time I got a certain distance out, like there was this stretch of road that's all there was deer. Like
Yeah.
one day I was taking my kids down there because we're going to some kind of museum or something. And we had a game where we were literally counting the deer on the side of the road to see how high we could count. I think we got up to like 60 or 70 or something like that, but we just got tired of it. I've just never seen so many daggone deer.
I was watching I forget who.
Yep. Yeah, Poughkeepsie's way farther up north
Yeah.
than where I was. Yeah, 3,000 for a one bedroom now. Yeah, hmm that's about right.
That's greedy.
Southeast Pennsylvania. Yeah, 2.5 hour drive. Yeah, that's about right.
All of our reindeer you have to go by boat to see. For some reason, they don't swim across a fjord and get close to civilization. And I guess there's no need to because they can find plenty of food where they're at. I just wonder what they do when it gets extremely cold. I was born in Birmingham General Hospital in New York. First grade went to North Miami Elementary. I have a school named North Miami in New York. That's interesting.
I didn't know that either.
Me neither.
This has been a good distraction. This is working. I like this.
Going pretty good. Best way to
I told oh sorry, I told Katie earlier I was fasting today. I chose this day before I didn't realize that we were having this today, and I was like, well, maybe that'll work out. It'll distract me.
Yeah. Me and Nikolai did a 36-hour fast when I was on doing the keto thing before the pandemic. And once you get past a certain hour, your body is just like goes into some kind of mode where you're not hungry. You just go on about it, go on about your business.
Yeah, well, it tends to ebb and flow. Like you'll have a moment. It's just like anything else. Like even if you're not fasting, if you're hungry, but you don't have access to food right away, the hunger will go away within like 30 minutes.
Yep.
And so it's kind of the same. So I've got my tea and all that good stuff. So
my problem is I'm not always hungry, so I don't eat. And the doctors are always after me because when I was on keto, I was actually eating 3 meals a day and I was dropping weight. And but when I don't eat, I turn around and gain it right back. I gained all of it back.
Yeah, I have to make myself eat. So if I'm eating, if I eat poorly, like if I'm eating bread and crap, I'm hungry. I'm fine. It's no fine. I can eat 3 meals a day, no problem. But if I do cut the carbs and I eat more ketogenic, it completely eliminates my appetite. But I force myself to eat anyway.
They told me the doctor and the nutritionist told me I needed to be eating like 2,300 calories. And I'm like, what? Really? That's a lot of dang food. But when I was doing it, I was losing weight. I was actually succeeding at it.
Oh yeah, I lost a lot of weight at keto. I started well, I tried it a couple of times before I was able to stick to it. But yeah, I did it for a while and I lost like 40 pounds.
Yeah, I was
and
on
I
for
gained
like
back
10 months and lost 48.
Yeah, and I was, I was keto-ish. Like, because I would be like keto Monday through Friday, but then on the weekend I would kind of be a bit more
Splurge.
flexible and kind of do what I want. I didn't always splurge, but I was definitely a bit more flexible. Um, but yeah, so I, lost about 40 pounds, but I've gained like 12 of them back. And I just want to I don't want to do like everybody.
It definitely works. And I don't think our human body was meant to live with such high amounts of carbs and sugars, especially sugar. When I started watching what I was eating and what I was buying in the store, and I started looking, like here's a good example. You go in a store and you're going to buy frozen chicken breast, plain frozen chicken breast, because you want to use it as part of your meal plan. But when you turn the bag on the back side and you look at the ingredients, guess what you find in you there?
Oh.
You okay?
Yeah, so my fiance, he's using my car. So he went to go start my car, and of course my phone connected to the car. So I'm like, how come I can't hear Katie? But then I'm like, who the heck is talking outside?
So anyway, because you can buy chicken breasts here, and when I looked at the label, guess what's sitting in the ingredients? Take one guess. Sugar.
Why is there sugar in chicken breast?
That's what I want to know. Why are they putting sugar in plain chicken breast? So when I was in the United States and I was looking at the plain chicken breast in the frozen food section, it had sugar in it too.
I've never seen just plain chicken with sugar in it. All the chicken that I've seen has like sodium dioxide and like salt and water.
There's like over 700 variations in the form of refined sugar. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah, I haven't come across the chicken with sugar yet.
It was just frozen chicken breast. Now, if it was fresh chicken
frozen.
It was frozen plain chicken breast. It should not have had sugar in it.
Okay. Yeah.
But it wasn't like you were buying like a TV dinner. This is where you could buy a 5 pounds worth of chicken breast or 5 pounds of chicken breast tenders. And when you look at the label on the back, it says it has sugar in it. And I'm like, this is why the American people and everywhere around the world are having obesity problems, because food producers are putting sugar in everything.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that the amount of sugar in that chicken is probably incredibly tiny and really wouldn't have an impact because it's probably more for texture since it's being frozen. Because I doubt there's even one carb in it. So, I mean, honestly, I think we're getting fat from the processed food more so than a sprinkle of sugar in the chicken. It's the Franken food, the McDonald's and the cookies and the chips and the popcorn and the.
Well, have you noticed that when people make new recipes of food, they've been putting sugar in that too?
When people do what?
When they make new recipes of some new recipe or whatever, and you'll see it on, like I watch. Sometimes I'll watch a food thing on YouTube, and it'll give you the ingredients of what's in there. And almost every recipe I've seen, they put a teaspoon of sugar in it. Why? Why does meat need
just take
sugar?
It out. I mean, I don't know. I guess that doesn't bother me, because if it's a teaspoon, that means you don't even taste it. You just leave it out. It's like people who don't eat salt, right? Like people are salt sensitive and they don't eat salt. Salt's in everything. So you just leave it out. I mean, I don't usually cook with sugar, but there are certain things that I do make where I might put a little teaspoon of sugar, because I figure a teaspoon of sugar has maybe 5 carbs. So spread out over 10 servings, I guess I'm just not worried about it. I guess I take a more casual, relaxed approach because and not let myself get too because I can be a bit type A. So I have to manage my stress at all times and not allow myself to hyper focus on things or let little things bother me, because I have a tendency to do that. So I'm working on it. Trying to be a bit more relaxed.
Hi, Joyce. Joyce says hi, Katie and Chaunda and everyone.
Hi, Joyce.
Pastry says the deer find food and they love to jump in front of cars here, which is sad. Charlotte says, I grew up in Norwich, New York on a dairy farm. Now I am in Texas. Robin says no, and it's pronounced Bing. Hampton, North Miami. Sorry. In Florida. Okay. And Melissa says,
yeah, Binghamton. Sorry, I didn't. If I had seen that, I would have known that was Bing. I applied to SUNY Binghamton. I almost went there.
Then Melissa says, Katie, you have choose nutrient dense foods, and it makes it easier to get everything in. And Ron says, get rid of soda and sugar drinks. I don't drink sugar drinks. Melissa says she doesn't either. No sugar in my chicken. And Melissa says, recipe for what? Not all recipes have sugar.
A teaspoon of sugar is not 65 calories. I think it's like 15. Maybe you're thinking of a tablespoon.
Yeah, but the calories doesn't matter to me. What matters is how many carbs is in
it. That's what I go by.
And that's why I don't want sugar in my food.
I mean, I'm with somebody said what recipes, not all recipes have sugar. I haven't seen that. So
I
maybe
see
the
it all.
algorithm's giving you that for some reason because I don't really see that much. But then again, I don't really look up a lot of recipes.
Yeah, I leave the sugar out, Joyce. I don't put it in there. It just I have some cookbooks. Uh, uh, they're like high-end kind of cookbooks that teach you how to cook specialty dishes, and I see sugar even in some of those, and I'm like, why? Why does it have
Well,
sugar?
they're definitely going to be in there. They're going to be in those. Like anything that's restaurant quality is going to have a crap ton of butter and there's going to be some sugar in there. I mean, that's just to me that's just restaurant food. So
Um,
I
if it's
try
sweet
not
stuff,
to.
that makes sense, but it's savory stuff, it doesn't to me.
It's just like how people put a little sugar in their spaghetti sauce. It's savory, but they add a little sugar in there, right? It's just like because you won't taste it. So I don't know why.
Hey, why did it take me long to rip that out and turn around and put it on the right side?
Yeah, I'm with you. Jake Klein Atlin. I know I'm saying that wrong.
Her name is
Yeah.
Joyce.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Or not just that, not just sugar, but any sometimes I just don't have an ingredient. It's like, well, I ain't got that, so
So you
and
want
I'm
to
not
hear?
buying it.
Yeah, you want to hear a funny thing that happened? One of my cookbooks has a recipe for a type of red sauce, you know, for pasta. And when I was going through the recipe, it calls for 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. And I showed it to Nikolai and I said, look at this. This is saying put cinnamon in this. And I said, and look how much it's telling you to put in it. He says, yeah, that's kind of strange. Let me tell you what, I went ahead and I followed the recipe just the way it said. And um, when after I had let it cook in the crock pot for a while, and I went in there to taste it, and I'm like, oh my God. And I told Nikolai, I said, dinner's going to suck tonight. And he says, why? I said, because uh, this is bad. So when I put the fixed his plate and we sat down, and Nikolai is the type of person, even if it doesn't taste good, he'll say it's fine because he'll eat. He's not picky. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, this is so bad. I do not want to eat it because you could taste the cinnamon and it made the whole plate taste bad. And I said, it's bad, honey. You don't have to eat it. He says, you're right. It is very bad. And it's the first time in all the time of being together that I had made something bad. So no more putting weird things in stuff that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I know some people put like 'cause, oh, I said it right. Thank you. But Melissa said she put cinnamon in her chili. And I have not tried cinnamon in my chili, but I've heard some people try peanut butter, and I'm terrified because I make a pretty good chili, and I'm terrified of ruining it. So I think the next time I make a batch, I'm gonna try just a little spoonful of chili. I mean, spoonful of peanut butter in the chili and see if I like it.
I don't eat chili.
I love chili.
I'm sure that my husband would probably love it. I just don't eat. Uh, yeah, because
I love it.
I don't like the spicy hotness to it.
I don't make mine hot. One thing about when you make it yourself, you can control the heat. So the only thing I put in my chili is 1 can of mild roast um, tomatoes and jalapenos.
Joyce says she's put chili also in it. I put it in chili also. Oh,
Did he Daisy?
he must be back in the car. Somebody puts a pinch in their potato salad. So the family is giving me the I'm hungry look. So I have to go downstairs to cook Cajun chicken breast with kale salad. Have a lovely night. Yep. Take it easy, pastry. You know what I had for dinner tonight? I had a ribeye steak with cabbage stir-fried vegetables and a baked potato. Tasty, tasty.
Sorry, it happened to me again.
Yeah,
Connected to my car. I thought he
yeah,
left.
I'm like, your car must have came back.
Yeah, I thought he had left already, but I guess he didn't.
Oh, he never left?
Uh-uh.
Oh,
I guess he started the car and then I guess turned it off for some reason and then restarted it. I
oh.
did hear the I did hear the door chime, so he might have forgotten something.
No, I'm about
Oh,
to finish clue number 9.
I forgot. I need to be making some hair ties. I forgot. I have to send him so for Christmas for my kids, I sent them with little gift bags for all their teachers
Uh-huh.
with some stuff that I handmade. And so they all got like a little tissue holder, a ponytail holder, and a key fob. Well, one of his teachers asked if I could make like 20 of the hair ties and she would pay me. And I was like, well, I'm not going to charge you for it, but I'll just pay for the materials and I'll make them and send them. So I got the yarn and everything the supplies that I needed, and I've made 10 of them, but I need to make 10 more tonight and send them with him to school tomorrow. I told him that I would give them to him tonight and see he could take them to school for Thursday. I forgot about that.
Oh, here
They
you go,
don't take long to
everybody.
make, but oh, that's nice.
You cannot
I
do it.
like that.
Me too. Some people I know have told me the company that puts sugar or salt in different foods say do not put added things would cost them hundreds of dollars to change machines they use to process it. Yeah, okay.
I believe that. But yeah, that's what I'm doing now, Katie. I'm doing a 36-hour fast. So,
How many hours in are you?
well, not very many. My 12-hour mark is 10 p.m. because so I ate really clean on Monday. So on Tuesday, I wasn't hungry at all. I should have fasted yesterday. I was not hungry yesterday.
Yeah.
But I got up and I made myself eat some salmon and avocado. And then later that night, I made myself eat like some chicken, avocado, little lettuce, little tomato, little cucumber. And it took me like 2 hours to eat it. So I didn't finish eating that thing till like 10 o'clock. I should have just not ate.
Yeah.
I
I
should have
wish
just
I,
not ate and let that first meal be my
yeah, your last one.
hmm and then just not have eaten for the rest of the day. Um that would have but the only thing was that it would have pushed me over 36 hours and I didn't know how I'd feel.
Yeah. I think what I'm going to do is wait till I get back from the US and because I will have access to some things I want to pick up there that I can use for my keto and get back on the bandwagon and see what happens.
Pretty much all I eat
If
is
I could
meat,
lose like 60,
cheese, and nuts.
65 pounds, that would be great. I'm not wanting to get, I will never get down to my pre-pregnant whatever because I don't want to be to that size. I would
I want to
prefer,
be to that size because that puts me I'm only 5'1" or 2-ish. So that would put me at about 170 pounds, which is
and
about where I
I
need to
want to,
be.
yeah, I want to be around 180. I think that's decent, not 120.
Oh God, no, I haven't seen 120 since I was like 6. Are you kidding me?
I weighed 100 when I got married. I weighed 120 pounds. When I graduated from high school, I weighed 98 pounds.
Oh no, I was never little like that. I was never tiny. When I graduated high school, I was 160 pounds.
I tend to think that it was my asthma that kept me so thin because I didn't have medication for it. Plus,
Maybe.
you know, and then, my mother was feeding us 3 meals a day, and, it was a Southern meal. So, you know what that's like. And I never gained weight the whole time I lived at home. But when I moved away and picked up this habit of the husband saying, you need to be smaller than me, so stop eating. So you stop eating. And that's what ruined everything.
Well, I definitely didn't ruin my body by not eating. When I lived in, when I ate what my grandmother prepared, because my grandmother's from the South, I had Southern meals. And when I
Mhm.
ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner that she provided, everything was fine.
Yep.
It wasn't a problem until I got to high school. I had a little money and I was started eating chips and Coca-Cola and Snickers
Mhm.
bars and cookies for lunch. And then I didn't start gaining weight till high school when I could eat more other stuff.
When I got pregnant with Lynette, the, I had around my 7th month when I was hospitalized because my asthma tried to kill us. So I spent 9 months on prednisone, 90 milligrams, 3 times a day,
Well,
and
that'll
and
pork you
that
up.
yeah, and that pretty much damaged whatever kept me thin before then. That and me not eating 3 meals a day like I was doing.
Robin says she worked in a meat processing plant, and it's not true. It's just like omitting a spice from a recipe. Andrea says she's back. She went to put chicken on the cook, but ended up loading the dishwasher and starting a load of laundry and mopping the kitchen floor, and now she's pooped.
Uh-oh.
Uh, J. Klein Atlin says, I've never fasted before. The closest I've came to fasting is prepping for a colonoscopy.
So over on my Facebook, I know a lot of you are not on my friends list. I'll post a picture inside of the Greenland Quilter, but I changed my profile today of a picture of me when I was 23. No, 24. You'll be shocked because I was tiny.
I was never tiny.
I had a pair of jeans on and this flannel shirt, which is, I love flannel shirts. All right, so all of these are done. So guess what? This coming week, I am going to start putting this quilt together because now I have all 9 clues ready to go. I need to look and see what I have to do for number 10 if there's any more piecing before I actually start putting stuff together. So that's awesome. So now I'll just start working on the bomb pot that's been sitting out here waiting for me to finish sewing.
Let's see, Donnell says Southern meals are the absolute best. I agree, and so does Jay Kleinlin, Jay Klein Atlin. Sorry. Yeah, I love me some Southern cooking.
Yep.
Andrea said she's never been little either. The most she ever weighed was nearly 300 at her largest, and she's her smallest now, around 175, and she can't seem to get lower than that. Georgie says she wish she had a bowl of chili right now, and I agree. Sewing with Wayne says she was 100 pounds by sixth grade and 190 when she finished high school. Most she's ever been is 220, and right now around 200, and she's 6'1". Yeah, but you're 6'1", you're a whole foot taller than me.
Yeah.
You could
I'm
be
5 foot.
220 and still look like you have a waist and a shape and a figure if you're 6'1". I'm 210 right now, and I'm a butterball because I'm 5'1". If I was 6'1", I wouldn't be trying to lose a pound,
I'm 5 foot
not
6.
1 pound.
Tell me I don't have the instructions inside this box for clue 10. Dang, where did I put it?
So she's sewing with the Wayne is waiting for her clue 7 bomb pop.
Yep, that's the one I'm about to work on, but this one
Okay.
is clue number, oh, it's the first one. So here's what happened with my bomb pop. I did a bump pop sew with Sean, and it was clue number because I didn't get my whole kit until after everyone else had already gotten clue one, and we were going to sew together. And so when when I finally got my kit, the whole kit, we set a time to sew together. So it ended up I was sewing clue 2. So when I was sewing in the sewing room, I was working on clue 3. I hadn't backtracked to clue 1 yet. And clue 3, along with clue 2 of my hot air balloon, got sucked out the window when all of that stuff happened. So
I'm sorry.
Cotton Cuts is sending replacements of both of them so I can get them done. All right, let's see what we can do about this one. How long are we into this now? What time is it? Oh, we're doing pretty good.
Let's see how I sewed. Did I sew well? Also, a 1/4 inch seam allowance.
That's gonna be beautiful when you get it done. I can't wait to see the finished product.
All right. I put together one of the quadrants. Well, not put together. I just kind of laid it out on the floor because I wanted to see what you make. You make 4 quadrants, and I wanted to see what they would look like. And so I laid them out, and it was kind of neat because I kind of got an idea of what it would look like.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So this one is DNA. I need to mark these so I don't get myself confused since I'm coming in on it after having worked on it. Is the video buffering, everyone? I hope not.
I hope not. I'm not. It might be your internet.
Katy, good place for Nancy. Yes. But then that would block everything. I hope not, because I won't know what's causing it. Because my internet's usually really good. Donnell says not her end. Joyce says no.
I'm not having any
Andrea says
buffering, and I'm
no.
watching the stream also, and the stream I'm watching isn't buffering.
Yep. And you say no, so it must be just whoever asked that question.
Sometimes you can reduce your resolution. If you're having buffering, you can reduce your resolution, and then that way sometimes it'll perform a little better.
Okay, so C and D and A. And I have 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I have to mark them so I know it's possible.
Oh shoot. How did that happen? Glad I caught that. It's weird because I'm not hungry. I'm just used to eating. Isn't that weird?
Yep. No, it's not weird. I have spent a lot, I think Nikolai's been gone 3 weeks now, I think, something like that. And I noticed even this week when I walked, the last 2 weeks that I've walked into the grocery store to pick up some food, I haven't even been tempted to go by the potato chip rack and buy, he calls them cannonballs, but they're cheese balls is what they are. I haven't even been tempted. Wayne says, Katy, can you keep a secret? Yes. For the most part, yes, I can. Melissa says, I got my first back quarter order today. Awesome.
That's awesome.
This is number 6. Tell me, Lil Wayne, what's the secret? I got a secret stick song. The other day we were talking about music. I think it was this past Saturday when Ian was Wayne says, wait a minute. I'm coming to QuiltCon and going to try to oh my gosh! That's outstanding. All right. Oh,
But she says, I can tell me.
I know that's what I was gonna repeat what she said. That's awesome news, Wayne.
Well, then I'll see you at QuiltCon.
Da, 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 da. We're gonna have so many to run into. It's gonna be so much fun. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and put these two pieces together. That way I don't get confused. Nora, stop. You'll get fed in a little while. C-A-B. No, D. And then it's going to be this side. A and B. Okay. Got it. Joyce says it's not a secret now. I think he means for me not to tell anybody that is not in here. And I'm pretty sure he means those who have already, I don't know. I want to go to Paducah just to go buy petites. I'm hoping I'll see some African petites at the QuiltCon. Just so I can have an excuse to buy some.
Yeah, I've never been to QuiltCon, so I don't, so they have stuff for sale?
Yeah, there's vendors going to be there. Moda's going to have their own, Moda's even going to be there.
Gosh. Sugar
So
honey iced tea.
I bet Joy can hear Nora right now. This is the first she's made any noise tonight. My house seems to feel awfully warm. It's warmer outside. It was, let me see what the temperature is right now because it's been snowing today, which means the temperature rose because of it. Yeah, it's remember how I said the last few days we've been 2 degrees? Right now it's 29 degrees.
I always tell people that, like people that aren't from colder climates, I'm like, you know, it's warmer when it snows. They're like, no,
It's warmer when it snows.
no, it's warmer when it snows.
When it
snow
snows,
is actively falling, it's warmer.
the temperature hovers like right at freezing when it snows. Now that doesn't mean it's going to stay that way because I could have sworn we were going to get a wind earlier. Because when on my way home, I felt a little bit of it, but apparently not. What are you doing? The only reason I think it's warm outside is because it's really warm in the house.
It's definitely, I can tell it's cooler
days.
outside because it's well, cool to me. It's probably hot to you. But it's a little cool because I've got it's a little cool down here where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm wondering what the temperature is going to be like the week I fly into Raleigh.
You won't know till a week before, maybe 10 days before.
I figured that.
If I had to guess, if I had to spitball, I would say 40 to 50, and it'll be in that range.
No, I don't have to worry about a heavy jacket or anything.
I,
Cool.
I, I sincerely doubt it'll be colder than that. Like I sincerely doubt it. Because it just seldom gets that cold here.
Yep.
Um,
Because I'm gonna freeze my tushy off because I'm leaving my parka behind.
I mean, I don't, I own a winter coat, but I don't use it here.
Yeah, that's what you were telling me when we were talking about all this. I don't
Yeah,
want to
the
carry. I don't want to carry my parka. That's why I'm going to leave it behind. I
the
need
only
it
winter coat
here.
I like heavy winter coat that I own, I think I bought it only because I didn't have one because I gained weight and the one from New York that I brought with me at 19 didn't fit anymore and I needed one coat. So I paid for a coat like 15 years ago that basically sits in the back of my closet because it's never cold enough to wear.
So here's some more comments in the channel.
Oh.
Um, Susan's, well, I already read what Susan said, but then Joyce says, I've never been to a quilt show, maybe one day. And then Wayne says, huge vendor area, and you can buy some of the quilts. Yeah, who can afford those? Joyce says she's saying hi to Roscoe Katie. And then Wayne says, give me snow over cold, wet rain. Yeah, I agree with you.
I agree.
I would
I
take
take the
snow
snow.
any day to freaking cold rain. Nikolai calls me and the dogs wusses because we don't want to go out in the rain.
So Andrea says they got up in the 80s today and it was awesome. And she has the AC on because of the humidity. Joy T, I'm in the Raleigh area. I live in Clayton, which is right outside of Raleigh. And then Melissa says if he was closer to Augusta, he could get hired at John Deere. Oh yeah.
Wait a minute, did I miss something? Melissa, are you talking about my son or someone else?
I just assumed she was talking about your son, but I could be wrong. I just made that assumption.
Well, yeah, he just moved to Georgia. He's just out, you know. I'm hoping he'll get a job quickly for Dollar General. That would be super good because then he can sign up for what they call from hotel to housing. You have to have a job to qualify for that program. And he's a single parent, so definitely, you know, rank up there for getting help, I hope. If not, then we're going to see who we can talk to landlord wise and say, if we prepay rent for 5 months, we let him rent your place. We need to get him out of the hotel. It's eating me alive. It already ate up all his, now it's eating mine.
Yeah, I imagine a hotel's got to be pretty costly.
$65 a day.
Right.
That's the cheapest I could find. Without going to a, you know, somewhere that's dangerous to stay. I have to say that he told me the other day, I was asking, you know, how the hotel was. Are you, you know, how are the rooms? How's the staff? You know, because it has a rating of, when I checked out the hotel, it had a rating of 7.4. And and when I looked over the comments about it, I couldn't really see anything that anyone had anything to complain about. And he says, Mom, they have the most exceptional staff here. They're all friendly and nice, and you know, he says the only complaint that he really has to say about the hotel is not to do with the hotel. It's about people who are staying there. He's not the only family living there, and sometimes he says you can hear the adults running up and down the hallway being really loud at night. And I said, that's when you just have to tune out the noise. But outside of that, he says it's okay. He doesn't have nothing to complain about.
Well, that's good.
and he says it's safe. He's not felt unsafe. He stayed at one hotel in Hanford, and it's by the same company, and there was no security. You know those metal hooks that are put on the inside of your hotel door so that it's an extra line of defense for security, you know, so if somebody was to try to push their way through the
Open
door,
your door.
there they couldn't get through it. That his hotel door didn't even have one of those.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't know that I ever used that.
I only use it if somebody knocks on my door and I don't know who it is. I'll put it on and then crack the door to see who it is. But outside of that, that's the only time I've ever really used it.
But yeah, I'm sure I've stayed places that didn't have it, but I don't know if I would have paid attention because normally, like, I'm so cheap anyway. Like, I like to spend my money on the vacation itself and not so much the room. So I'm
Yeah.
always looking for the cheapest room in a place that's safe. Like, it's got to be clean, it's got to be safe, but I'm never looking for like an expensive room, like ever. I'm like so cheap when it comes to hotels, so cheap. So I guess I just don't expect much. Just be clean and be safe. Like that's it. Because that's really all I'm paying for. So if it's not clean, I get pretty ticked because like that's all I just be clean. That's all I need. Just be clean. But I've stayed in some dicey areas before.
Yeah, I don't, when I travel by myself, I try not to stay anywhere that's going to be
Oh
dangerous.
no, not by myself. Not by myself. When I was yeah, not by myself. It's a little different when I'm by myself,
Hey, Louise, I didn't
but
even
I
think
usually don't
about
travel
that.
alone.
Yeah, well, I'll be traveling alone and I have to be careful. I tend to stay at the airport when I go to Copenhagen. Sometimes I'll stay at a hotel that me and Nikolai have stayed at. It's like about 5 minutes away. But if I'm, because I've stayed there a few times too, and that place is okay. It's just you have to watch taxi drivers because they will take you out of their way just to rip you off because they think you don't know Denmark. Because the airport's 5 minutes away from this one airport we were at, and when they picked us up at the airport, and I had already stayed at that hotel before, and so on our way, I told Nikolai, I said, Nikolai, he's taking us the round way. He says, what do you mean? I said, this is not the way to the hotel. He had took go around it kind of thing, just so we could make money.
I love to travel. I just don't normally get an opportunity to travel alone.
We have the same problem with some of the taxi drivers here. They'll come over here to pick me up because I'm gonna go grocery shopping or something, and sometimes they'll come in the wrong way, and they think that I'm going to not say nothing, but I say something. I'm like, I'm going that way, not that way. I don't want to pay another extra 10 kroners because you were trying to screw me out of money. Taxi prices went up here this past few days. Inflation, apparently. But I don't know how, because the fuel prices didn't go up. So I don't understand their thought process about it. Food definitely has gone up. Especially when you're feeding you and your dogs off the table.
Yeah, food costs are definitely high.
But I have a dog I can't feed kibble to anymore. So he has to eat raw. Okay, let me read what I've missed so far. Chaunda, where do you live? I live in Charlotte area. That was from Joy T. Melissa says, if he was closer to Augusta, he could get hired at John Deere. Okay. Charlotte says, my sister's in Wilmington. Then Wayne says, I am hoping the bowling alley by North Carolina State is still there, as I would love to go there again. I hadn't even considered going to a bowling alley, but yeah, that would be fun. Melissa says,
I don't remember which one that was. If you remember the name of the bowling alley, let me know, and I'll look it up and see if it's still open.
Yeah, because I like bowling too.
My daughter goes to state. She's going to
Melissa,
graduate in May.
oh, congratulations. Melissa says, I'm doing my workout while listening. Joyce says, I love bowling. Melissa says, it evaporates as well. Luane says, I got lucky. Yeah, Red Roof Inn, that's where my son is staying. About 3 miles and 15 minutes and a 15-minute bus ride away. Yeah. Samantha Savage says, hey, y'all, popping in. It's date night. Hello, Samantha.
Hey, Samantha,
And
congrats.
Luane says, so true. I just need a room to sleep and bathe. And then Joyce
That's
says,
exactly right.
what kind of ruler are you using?
Creative Grid, my favorite. So I'm using a 6.5 by 12.5 and an 8.5 by 24.5.
So this one is. Okay.
Oh, I'm about to mess up. I was about to mess up.
Be careful, don't mess up, or you'll be doing what I was doing earlier.
Oh, no, I'd have been buying more fabric.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I might have had to buy more fabric if I messed that up.
Uh-oh, that wouldn't have been good. Are you guys enjoying the live tonight? Hi, Mona. How are you? I need to go use the iron. This is not. I am not having fun with these seams. It's weird how one type of batik is different than another set of batiks. These batiks are super soft. I am not going to go take care of you right now. You're going to have to be patient like always, little one. Mommy's being a mean. Y'all was just using my. I think this bum pop's going to be beautiful when it comes together too. Still there? Hello?
Hello?
Oh, I thought I lost you.
No, sorry. I just forgot that I'm the only one who can talk back. So you were talking and I'm like waiting for someone else to answer, and then I realized, wait a minute, they can't.
Waiting on you to be quiet.
I'm a little slow sometimes.
I'm trying to think what I think have them tell us about. We talked about the letter, talked about what they were working on. Anyone got any new projects they're going to do in the next couple of months?
Let me do some math. $14 out of there. I think I'll be all right. See what you guys are saying. Yeah, I'm using the strip. I do have a strip. I'm using it now, actually. So I have a Stripology squared, which is this one here. This is a real Stripology ruler. And then I have this, which is not a real Stripology ruler. This is a knockoff. But the reason I ended up with this is because I wanted to buy the real Stripology, but they hadn't come out with the XL yet. If I had known they were going to come out with the Stripology XL, I would have waited and got that one, but I did not know. And this one was a little bit bigger than the regular Stripology. So I went with this one instead of the real one for that reason only. But so if I had known the XL was going to drop like 6 months later, I would have waited.
I've been putting off buying one. Nikolai told me I could buy one. He knows how expensive it is. I just been putting it off.
Yeah, I
Because
mean, it's not like required.
No, but it
And
would make, since I like cutting strips from yardage, it would be perfect for that.
yeah,
Because I don't buy too many jelly rolls. I like cutting from yardage that I want to use. And I kind of, I don't know why I like cutting 2.5 inch strips, but I do. Something satisfying about it. But I love it. But I do. Yes, I do.
so that's 17. I gotta keep track.
I'm almost done pressing, you guys, and then I'll come back.
The one on Hillsborough, probably not. No, I'm pretty sure there's not a bowling alley on Hillsborough. I think I would know. Okay, so Mona, her mom is okay, but she still can't see and has to wear dark glasses for 3 days.
Uh-oh, what happened?
I don't know. I think they already had a conversation about it, and so she was following up to see how her mom was.
Oh, okay.
Robin Marie says she just started sewing fabric on the 3/4 inch hexagons. Charlotte DeRoche says, I love the big Stripology ruler. Yeah, I wish I had the real one. I really do, but I have one that's fine, so I refuse to replace it. Joy T says she'll be doing Stronger Together.
Is there a difference between the knockoff and the original?
It feels different.
Oh, okay.
The knockoff to me is more flexible. When I compare it to my Stripology XL, it's of a more flexible material.
Oh, okay.
Joy T says she'll be doing Stronger Together, Puzzle Mystery Quilt,
Oh, right.
a Block of the Month applique quilt, and finishing up 2023 projects. Mona says she always cuts crooked. Oh, so Mona's mom had surgery to align her eye.
Oh, okay.
Nice to meet you, Mona.
Okay, now then, we're going to sew on this other piece. Okay, I'm going to show you before I add this next piece. This is what I just sewed together, 4 of those. And now I'm going to be adding turn this around so I got it in the right direction before I show you. And now I'm going to be sewing these 2 pieces together.
Okay.
If I can get them together where I can actually show them to you. Okay. Anyway, it's not exact, but you see what I'm. So now I'm going to be sewing that on the top. So then I'll show it to you when I get them sewn on.
And this is the same block you were showing earlier or a different block?
Oh, this is Bomb Pop Carnival. The one I worked on earlier was my Village Green. It's ready for me
Village
to,
Green, that's right.
yeah, it's ready for me to start putting the whole thing together. So I've got to find I put the directions somewhere. I need to find them. Okay.
If I'm
so-
giving anybody anxiety because I'm cutting toward myself, I do apologize. I do it all the time.
Robin says I cut over 500 2-inch strips to cut into 2-inch squares. That was 7,658 out of 11,500. OMG.
Nope.
Melissa says, hi, Mona. And then Mona saying hi to everyone. Joyce, I have a June Taylor strip cutter. I think it came out before the Stripology one.
It
I've
did.
had it for years. And then Mona says, that's a pretty block. Thank you. It is pretty. Looks like I need to
Also,
press-
I think personally my cuts are more accurate when I use the Stripology squared. My cuts are more accurate than when I use the knockoff Stripology.
oh,
Not enough to impact my quilt, but I notice it.
enough that you noticed it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how they get away with making knockoff rulers.
Well, at the time, it wasn't quite because it was a different size.
Oh, okay. Funny. I'm looking at I've turned these on the back side or turned face to face so I can start pinning them on. And I find 2 of them where I didn't press the seam open. And the other 2, the seam was pressed open, so I must have got distracted. And didn't finish pressing them. Okay, now let's try doing this again. Okay.
My right foot is getting chilly. Might have to put my slipper on since I'm not sewing.
Need to set this aside for a minute. Put a roller on the seam right here.
Okay, so that puts me at 31. Let's see one more.
I'm thinking about taking one of my flat Nancy's with me since I have 2 of them. And everywhere I go to Denmark that I actually take pictures or video, I'm going to have flat Nancy in the background. I think it'll be amusing for Kim to see that. She's going to sew with me next week too, on the 6th.
That's awesome.
Yep. We are going to work on probably one of those Cotton Cuts color challenge blocks.
I don't think I ever sewed any of those.
Here's one. I don't know if you've seen this one or not.
Probably not.
This is one of those color challenges. This was for this December.
Okay, that's nice. Are those the free blocks that come with the PMQ?
It comes, yeah, inside PMQs and other subscriptions. So this was December's block. And the fabric I used is from Cotton Cut. Joy, can you hear Nora? Do you hear her? Chaunda?
Huh?
Can you hear Nora?
What? Yeah, barking? Yeah, of course. I just keep forgetting because we're I just keep forgetting it's only you and I whose
Yeah.
voices we.
Yeah, I was
I
asking.
keep forgetting because it feels like a group conversation. It really kind of does.
Yep. Sometimes Joy can hear and she'll mention it. It's like, will you please let Nora in? Because she can hear her whining. Because sometimes I leave her leave with the gate closed where she can't come in here.
Okay, my black bees are done.
You should have seen her playing in the snow tonight because it's fresh snow and they haven't had any fresh snow for a long time. And both of them this afternoon were running and playing in it. It was hilarious. And it was also not very cold, so she wasn't complaining about her feet because the 2-degree one is so cold that it makes their feet feel like, I think, like they're walking on ice or something because they start holding their feet up. Especially her. Coda, I think, ignores it, but she doesn't.
Poor babies.
Luane says, okay, back after 2 ads. Sorry guys. Let me go see if I can do something about that, but probably not. Because last time I tried to freeze it, y'all were still getting them. So I'll try freezing it again and see how many you get in the next couple hours.
I don't think I had enough contrast in this fabric, but it'll be okay.
She's hungry and wants a treat. Yes, she does. She always thinks she's hungry. That's the problem. And I've cut back her food because I want her to lose a little weight. But she's not too happy about that, I don't think.
I bet she isn't. I wouldn't be either.
She shouldn't be as heavy as she is. You know, standard dachshund females are supposed to weigh between 24 to 26 pounds, but I think that's without being overweight. She's overweight.
Okay.
And being overweight's bad for their spines. But I haven't, out of all the raw food I feed them, I haven't found one meat that really makes her feel like she's full and don't want any more food. She would eat until she couldn't move. And I think that's just a Dachshund thing.
Yeah.
Dachshunds, for some reason, are very food oriented. My German Shepherd, on the other hand, he's not. Although since he's been sick a little bit this last couple of times, he seems to have a better appetite, which is kind of weird.
He eats more when he's sick?
When I upped his intake 3 days ago, I guess it was, and he practically inhaled it. He didn't even bother to chew it. And I'm like, really? Sister, when do you act like your sister and don't chew nothing? Just inhale it. It is too warm in this house. I am dying over here. Feels like a sauna in here.
Not me. It's nippy, but I'm kind of liking it. I mean, I can turn on the heat if I want, but I just don't want to. Because sometimes, like when I'm sewing, I get hot.
Yeah, I was wondering if it wasn't the iron that's causing it, but I have a fan blowing on me and I'm still hot. Y'all hear her?
Yes.
Melissa says, give her some green beans in her when I'm serving her food. Really? Can you entertain them and I'll give her something so she'll shut up?
Yeah. Let's let me turn my camera around. Let me move it over. Let's see. Oh, you're thinking about getting a block strip cutter. I didn't know they made those. So I've been trying not to buy things, so I haven't been looking at new stuff that comes out. So um so someone with the Wayne says, Mona, What PMQ are you doing? She's waiting on clue 7 of the bomb pop. I don't know what SSNFD is. And clue 1 of the Tree of Life. So Robin says she'll be right back. She needs an iced tea. Oh, so the half can of green beans gives her fiber and fills her up. That's what Melissa was saying about the green beans.
Hush.
Someone with Wayne said, I would gladly give her my green beans. Well, she can't have mine because I love green beans, but they have to have meat in them. Well, they don't have to, but I prefer them with meat in them.
You all act like I'm starving to death.
Yeah, I have to check out the block lock strip cutter. I hadn't heard of that. So is it just a regular strip cutter, but it's made by Block Lock, or does it have Block Lock features? I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm curious now. You said, oh, so sorry, Luann. You said I am a he, not a her. I am sorry. My apologies. I can't see any pictures. I'm sorry. I didn't even know I referred to you as a her, so my bad. Oh, Tree of Life. So Radiance is the colorway. I'm not familiar with that one. I'm trying to buy as little as possible. So I'm trying to stay away from all of the pretty fabrics and all of the pretty colors and all of the. Oh, okay, between $50 and $55. Okay. Chaunda. Okay, I'm under the needle. Let's see. I know there's a way that I can put my link in there. I just don't know how. It's like a apostrophe, not apostrophe, an exclamation point something. But I'll have to wait for Katie to get back to tell me because I'm illiterate when it comes to this YouTube streaming. I know what you meant. My name has been misspelled. I saw Chai Draw. I was like, that's Shonda. That's my name.
Okay, what did I miss?
Just the half a can of green beans for the fiber.
Okay.
Mona did what is doing the Tree of Life and the Radiance colorway. So when Lawayne let me know that he is a he and not her, so I do apologize. And we talked about the block lock ruler.
Speaking of Wayne, do I have him? He has a channel. Let me see. Just a minute. I need to share some of y'all's channels too. Let's see here. Haven't done that tonight. I'm remiss. I'm so sorry. Let me check the bot and make sure I have Wayne's in there. I think I already did Mona's. Trying to get everybody's channels in here so I know what to put in here.
Thank you, Mona. I'll connect with you as well.
Hey, I talked to Cherise.
Lawayne, is that a channel?
Yeah, he's got a channel. Yep, he does.
I'll check that out too.
I thought, must not. Okay, hang on. I got to go find his link.
Okay, so Ian is doing that colorway also. Okay. You guys are going to make me end up doing the next PMQ.
You should do at least one just to test it out.
I have done one.
Oh, okay. See,
I did one, and I have a whole nother one that I had shipped to me that I have not sewn. I just collected all the clues and put them in a drawer.
Oh, so you hadn't done them. Okay.
No, one is completed. I completed the top. And the other one I did not complete. I just collected the clues and just let them sit. And I was like, well, if I ever go to a retreat or do this or do that, or if I'm on a trip but I want to bring something to sew, I can bring that.
Okay.
Or if I just feel like sewing and not doing any cutting.
I'm fixing to share some channels here, you guys. This one's Lil Wayne's. Oops.
So I'll go into the chat after we're done and connect with everyone.
Okay. Sorry. This one is for Kelly. I am the one I'm working on right. You mean for my carnival, Donnell? It is bomb pop, and I also have hot air balloon, but I'm working on the bomb pop one right now. Y'all go visit all these channels. If you haven't subscribed to them, mosey over there and click on the link and go over there and subscribe real fast to their channels. Who else is in here that has a channel that I haven't shown a link yet? Oh, we still got Chaunda to put on here. Here's Chaunda's. Make sure you go subscribe to her channel too, please. We're all a tribe, so let's help each other out.
I do appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome anytime. No problem. Who have I missed for a channel? Let me know in the channel that I didn't show their link for. Go subscribe to all the channels you haven't subscribed to that I showed in the channel, please. We thank you. We all got to stick together and help each other out so that we can become bigger channels. So that we can teach younger channels how to become bigger channels.
I have to get used to this mat. I've been using the Fiskars forever. It's the first Ulfa mat I've ever had, and I have not quite gotten used to it. I don't think I'll buy this mat again.
I bought one. This one right here is from of all places, Hobby Lobby. I like this mat.
Is it double-sided?
Yeah. It's dark green on one side and light green on the other.
Okay, I might have to check that one out.
And the price was affordable. But when you go look at Hobby Lobby, if you go have a look and they're not on sale, if you go to their website and you can get like little notices, and when they have because this mat is by Sewology, I think.
Okay.
Every so often they put their Sewology sewing stuff on sale, like 30%, 40% off. Go in there and buy your mat when that happens. Because that's how I bought them. I waited till they went on sale and I went in there and snatched a couple. I brought one of them home and left the other one in California. But I need a bigger one, and the bigger one I have, I didn't realize it was it was a Lori Holt mat. I didn't even know I had a Lori Holt mat. I had bought it because I needed a big mat. But now I need to replace it because it's 5 or 6 years old now and it's starting to show its age. And it's gonna be painful paying to ship that. Unless I can get it shipped with other things.
Yeah, I got the Fiskars in 2018 and I've used both sides. It's probably still usable. But I had bought this Ulfa mat and I was like, well, I cleaned up. Let me try the new mat. Because I just had this Ulfa mat underneath the Fiskars. Right now the Fiskars is underneath the Ulfa. And so it just wasn't, because it's not double-sided, so it's not worth the money. That's why I would never buy a Creative Grids one.
Yep, if it's not double-sided, it's not worth the effort.
I mean, like it has the second side, but the second side doesn't have numbers. And it's like, boo, that's not gonna work for me.
Yeah, because
And
sometimes
that,
you don't want to use dark fabric on a dark background. You need a light background.
well, I usually don't care. Like I don't flip my mat over. So like the Fiskars has a dark side and a light side, but I
Yeah.
never flip the mat. I just use one side till it's worn out, then I flip it over, use the other side.
Yep.
But I
I've
was
only ever
pretty ticked
flipped it.
that the Ulfa doesn't have a second side. The second side doesn't have numbers. And that's the same with the creative grids.
Yeah. I've only ever flipped one once, and that was because I was cutting black fabric and couldn't see the edge. And when I flipped it over to the lighter side, I could see the edge of the fabric. Something about cutting black is a pain. I was gonna say something earlier and I forgot.
Oh, okay. I don't need all these. I cut too many. That's all I needed. I cut these. Didn't need to cut these. All right.
Guess who's gonna come sew with me and let me interview her in May? Anyone
And who
want
is
to
that?
guess? Anyone want to guess? No, I've already done Yvette. I haven't sewed with Yvette though. So y'all met the Katy, and she's one of the designers of the StrongerTogether this year. And Mary of Merry Go Round is scheduled to sew with me in April. So I had written to Charisse Nicole.
Oh, Cherise Spain or Nicole? Yeah.
Yeah. She's
She
going
did
to,
the she did one of the Stronger Togethers.
yeah, she's one of the designers of this one too. And
Okay.
she has agreed to let me interview her in May, and she will also sew with me in May.
Well, that's awesome.
Yep, I'm so happy about that. Get all these StrongerTogether designers all under one thing, you know?
I did the Stronger Together that she designed. I
I
did that
remember you
one.
told me that.
And I was a pattern tester for one of her patterns.
Oh, cool. I hope they raised quite a bit of money this year.
I'm about out of tea. I'm gonna have to make some more
Yeah, this cookie
because
girl.
I'm not surviving this night without liquids.
Well, I ran out of brewed tea. So when I go to the US, I'll be buying a bunch of it to bring back so I can make unsweetened brewed tea. Because I like drinking iced tea without sugar in it.
Oh, I cannot drink tea without sugar or artificial. I just use artificial sweetener. I
Well, I
can't.
like
I
using,
can't.
yeah, I use stevia and I barely use very much of that. Because
No, I don't like
I never
stevia.
have like oversweet tea.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's all this controversy about sugars, I mean, like artificial sweeteners, but I'm like, look, I'm 210 pounds. And so my focus needs to be on the weight loss. And when I get to my ideal weight, then I'll deal with the sugar. Okay. But for now, me and my liquid Splenda are gonna roll hard.
I really don't think they have enough scientific fact, whatever to prove a lot of what they say about it because there's a big population that uses it.
I use my liquid Splenda. Actually, it's not really Splenda. It's not name brand. It's just liquid sucralose. It cost me $16. I get it on Amazon, and it's a little 4-ounce bottle with a dropper, and that sucker lasts me for like a year and a half, maybe
Mhm.
two, unless somebody spills it. But invariably, somebody spills it,
Of course they do.
or they don't put the top back on, and it leaks onto the counter. But it's so concentrated. Like when I make my coffee, I just need like 2 drops,
Hmm.
and that's it. And I'm like, if 2 drops a day of liquid sucralose helps me get to my weight loss goal, then I'm okay with that.
Melissa says, I'm going to try and do StrongerTogether. I'm doing a local BOM Carnival PMQ Tree of Life, a Fort Worth so long, preparing for an Art East and 2 Elizabeth Hartmans, and now Chatsworth. The Stronger Together is only for February. You will only be spending once a week doing something. This one block right here, this one's sewed together in 15 minutes. That's how quickly this one went together. This one, I'm sad to report, I did a big boo-boo on this one. So I'm remaking this one, and I'm gonna put this one on the back of the quilt. I made huge error. But at least now I know what I did wrong.
Once you remake it, you'll have to show us both side by side.
Yeah,
Because right now, I can't tell.
It's smaller than it's supposed to be.
Okay.
So yeah, I misread how sometimes the because I'm a visual learner, sometimes when I read something, it's not necessarily what I think I'm reading. Does that make sense? So when I did the center part, it didn't want to match the outer part, and I couldn't understand what I had done wrong. So I trimmed the outside to match the inside, and that was wrong. I should have realized it's the whole center I had done wrong to begin with. So now I know what I'd done because I went back through it, and my friend Diane and I were sewing together privately, and I was telling her what happened. So she had me tell her what I did each step, and we figured out what I did wrong. It was the measurement that I did wrong when I was cutting the squares and stuff and sewing them together. And that's where I had gone wrong. So now they're the correct size and I can sew them together. I just haven't sewed them together yet. My favorite 2 brood tees are, well, I like 3 of them actually, but I like to put 2 of them together. I like to either put 1 tea bag of Tetley with Louisiana tea, or I'll put 1 of Limpton with Louisiana and brew them together.
So what is Southern Sweet?
I don't know. Monk fruit? Somebody mentioned monk fruit up there.
Yeah, so they do. I just don't like. I've tried monk fruit sweetener. It was okay, but I think I just stick with the liquid sucralose because of the price point and how portable it is, and it's a liquid. And so the thing about like the monk fruit sweeteners and stuff like that, any artificial sweetener that comes in a powder has trace carbohydrate in it.
Yep, it sure does.
And so I try to avoid those trace carbs, and so I prefer to use a liquid, and so that's why I stick with that. And it comes with like a little small one that I can take with me. So that's why I stick with the liquid one.
I buy my stevia in liquid form too, and only a specific one by a specific company because it's the only one that doesn't have an additive in
it. Right now I'm drinking a tea. It's called Angel Falls. I don't even know if they still make it. I bought it a while ago, but it's like a fruit tea. There's no sugar in it. It's just made from leaves and stems and rinds of fruits or whatever. And so I just brewed that, and I added half a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar and half a tablespoon of lemon juice, and it's really kind of helping with my appetite today.
Joyce was saying that there's a Limpton tea that's called Limpton brand Southern Sweet.
Right, that's what I was saying. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is either, unless it's a pre-made tea, fake tea.
I wonder if it has sugar in it already.
Like a powder?
Maybe. I probably wouldn't drink. I try not to drink any beverage with sugar in it. So if it has artificial sweetener, I might try it. But if it has real sugar, then I won't. Look for the tall redhead dork wearing a "Hi, I'm the Wayne" shirt. That's hilarious.
Melissa says, I'll look for you. I hope to meet as many people as I can. I hope we all bump into each other. At least now, you know. And don't be afraid to walk up to me if you see me and recognize me because of my video and I not know who you are. Just say, hi, I'm so-and-so.
Absolutely, because I'll definitely be there. I'll be there all 4 days. I'm so excited because I've never been to one before because I'm cheap and I never really wanted to travel to one. I almost went to the one in Atlanta last year, but then when I found out they were doing one in Raleigh this year, I waited so I could just be home. Where are my blue pins? There they go.
Last night, I could have sworn it sounded like somebody was on either doing something next door at the next door neighbor's house outside or something. But I'm beginning to think maybe it was the lake making sounds and it bouncing off the sides of the mountain that I kept hearing last night. Sometimes it sounds spooky when it does that. It makes
I was about to say, there's all kinds of mysterious outdoor noises.
Yeah, it makes the oddest sound, and it literally sounds like somebody was climbing up someone's wall, and the dogs kept barking at the sound, and I turned the TV volume off so I could hear what was going on, and I'm like, what in the heck is that sound? And I bet it was the lake, because it got really really cold, and the lake turned this really white color, and so anytime it does a crack or movement, or because there's water running under it, it's not the whole thing's frozen. Just so many, I don't know how thick the ice is, but yeah. So anyhow, I think the lake was making grunting noises, and it was bouncing off the mountains, and that's what I was hearing. But sometimes you can actually hear that going on. It makes this weird sound. First time I heard it, I'm like, wow, what is that? You guys says that's the lake talking.
Okay, that's good enough for me. I don't like to have to pin, so if I can get, I don't like to have to pin excessively. So if I can,
this kind of stuff.
if I can get away with not pinning excessively. When I first was doing these units, I was like doing like the method where you like, pin through both seams and then you put another pin in. And I was like, that's taking too long. So I was like, I wonder if I just match it up as best as possible, throw one pin in there, if that'll work. And it did, and it's faster. So that's
I do stick pins through anything that has an angle going, the angle seam is at, to make sure those angle points match on both sides. I do that.
Yeah, well, this not angle. It's just the seams are pressed open, so nothing nests.
All right, what the heck? I've been slowly moving myself over from caffeinated tea to decaffeinated brewed tea. When I first tried to do it when I was younger, I didn't, I thought it tasted different. And maybe back then it did. Maybe they fine-tuned it more these days. So when I bought some decaffeinated tea and brought it home with me to test run, this last time I was in the US, the Louisiana was great. It tasted just fine. I'm trying to keep the caffeine in tea causes me to have leg pain.
Well, that's weird because caffeine is a stimulant.
Yep, it makes my knees hurt. And only thing I'd been drinking when that was going on was caffeinated tea. But when I drink decaffeinated tea, my legs don't hurt. I used to think a friend of mine, he was my mentor. He told me that tea had a certain kind of acid in it. And he thought, because even when I was young, in my early late teenage years, early 20s, sometimes my legs would just hurt. And the only thing I was drinking was tea. And he said well, tea has acid in it. I'm like, how can it have acid in it? And
So
when
does coffee.
yeah, and so I went off tea for a month or so, and sure enough, my legs stopped hurting.
I don't drink decaffeinated black or green tea. I'll just go with herbal instead. I'd rather go with an herbal than something that they stripped something that came naturally caffeinated where they took the caffeine out. I don't really want to do that. I'd rather just go with like an herbal. So that's why I'll just go with an herbal tea because they don't have caffeine in them naturally. And white tea has very low caffeine.
Yeah, but it don't taste like orange pico.
I'm about to say it's not exactly taste like tea either.
Yeah, the idea is to drink brewed tea, and that's not brewed tea. I don't mind it. Uh-oh. Now she wants back in here. You hear her? She's not satisfied about getting fed. Now she wants me to let her back in here. Demanding little girl.
It's like, how dare you be busy? How dare you?
Exactly. It's like, I'm not allowed to be busy. It's got to be all about Nora. I have to say, the breeder wasn't kidding when she said that she said the whole litter was vocal like that from the moment they came into the world. She said she had never had a litter that was so vocal. So
Melissa says she would have on a Dolly Reba for 2024. And she says when QuiltCon comes back to Raleigh in 2026, I'm planning on spending a few days. Oh, so I don't watch stuff like that, so I didn't even know they were coming back to Raleigh. So
really?
Thank you for letting me know.
I knew they would be in Arizona next year.
Yeah, see, for me, Atlanta is a 6-hour drive, and I would have either needed to book a hotel or stay with family.
Yeah.
Someone with Lorraine says if you go, double if not triple for fabric spending budget, as so many wonderful fabrics. But I'm terrified of that.
Yeah, I'm going to have to behave myself. I'm going to be on a mission.
Oh, it's pre-sweetened but 0 calories. Okay, I might check that out.
My legit kit's supposed to be in Christine's hands in the next week or so, and when it does, I'm going to have her bring it with her to meet me when she gets to North Carolina, because I'm gonna take I'm gonna take the color sheet with me to QuiltCon to look. Hopefully, I'll see boutiques in there, and some of that legit kit, polar bear kit, I'm going to use boutiques in it. No.
Yeah, I saw those legit kits. I'm like, nope.
I did. Just so you know, I earned that legit kit. I didn't buy that legit kit.
No, not the.
Because
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I won't spend the money on it either because I think it's so high priced.
It wasn't even the money. It's the process. I don't want to. I'm out of the place where I want to do that level of detail work.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with it. Someone asked me in a live the other day when I was going to start it, and I'm like, I haven't given that any thought yet because I won't have my hands on it till I get to QuiltCon. And I probably will try to do something with it this, because I know what I'm going to do. It's a mama and baby polar bear, and I'm going to make it, and it's going to be given to my husband.
Okay.
That's who I'm going to give it to.
So Candace says the Atlanta was convenient for her. It was only 35 minutes away, but she has to book a hotel for Raleigh. And Jay Klein Atlan said the tea bags are pre-sweetened but 0 calories. So I might check that out. Melissa says Atlanta is 2.5 hours from her. Someone with the Wayne says he'll be going to QuiltCon in 2025 since Phoenix is only an hour plane away. And he says he needs it to be either in Dallas or Houston, I guess, to make it convenient for him.
Yeah, I'm not going to be coming to the U.S. next year. I'm going to go in 2026. I normally do every other year trip to the States. And
Well, I love that it's going to be back here in Raleigh in 2026. That means I'll get to go to another one. I know I'm not going to Phoenix. That's like halfway across the country.
Yeah, it sure is. That's where Tiffany lives, is in Arizona.
Is it?
Yep. And she's going to be at QuiltCon this time, so you'll get to meet her. Hopefully. But she's going
I'm so excited.
She's going to quilt my Sugary Dew quilt. I'm going to pay
She's
her.
going to do what?
She's going to quilt my Sugary Dew Bernina quilt top.
That's awesome.
I'm going to pay her to quilt it.
That's awesome.
I think that she could do justice to it. Because it's my pride and joy, that quilt top.
If I ever finish my king size block of the month, which I probably won't, but I will pay good money to have somebody quilt that.
Yep. This is one time I'm gonna spend the money and let somebody else do it that knows what they're doing. Because I think that she could enhance it and make it beautiful. She's really good at that, and I think she would enjoy quilting it. I'm going to bring it with me, so you'll be, hopefully I can show it to you guys, those of you who I've read to, but I'm going to be turning it over to her. I just have to, while I'm there, I've got to find backing for it.
And so many of us are going to be there. We need to start planning some outings.
Yeah.
Maybe like a dinner get together, or something fun. Or even like we were talking about bowling earlier.
How long did you say you were going to? How long of a drive from where you're at?
To where QuiltCon is held?
Well, to Raleigh,
about 35 minutes.
Hey, what are you doing on Tuesday before QuiltCon?
Nothing.
You want to meet up with me on Tuesday? Because I'll be there Monday, and I'll probably sleep off Monday. But would you be interested in us getting together? And I don't know how you feel about this, but I really would like to go see one of the botanical gardens.
Yeah, heck yeah. I love nature.
And we could do it together.
That'd be awesome.
So I have now sewn 1A together, and this is what it looks like.
Okay.
I got it turned the wrong way. Here we go. So this is 1A of Bomb Pop Clue 1. Now,
so were all of the colorways patriotic?
No. I normally don't do a patriotic at all. I mean, I've got a couple in progress quilts that are red, white, and blue, but I don't really call them patriotic. But this one was red, white, and blue, and the petites are so beautiful. I just couldn't stop myself. But I'm not making it and calling it patriotic. I'm just saying it's a red, white, and blue quilt. It's just pretty. Okay, what did I miss? All right. So Melissa says, I will have on a Dolly Reba for 2024 shirt. What's a Dolly Reba?
I'm thinking she means presidential. Dolly Parton, Reba McEntire would be on the ticket. That's how I took it.
Presidential?
Yeah, you know how the presidential race of 2024 be like you have Biden, Harris, Trump, whoever. So she's saying Dolly Reba would be her president, vice president. I could get behind a Dolly Reba ticket. Dolly Parton is a national treasure.
Yes, she is, but I don't know if she'd make a good president.
I know she would do no harm, which is more than I could say for some of these other folks. So,
Okay, so we need to label this one 1A. So now, okay, for you who are going to be doing the PMQ for the first time, I want to read something to you guys so you're aware of it. How many in here is doing their first time PMQ Tree Alive? Give me a heart. Let me see who you are. Because I'm going to read something to you that has to do with this, since this is clue 1. And I'll explain a couple things. Waiting for the delay to move that channel. No one in here's first timer for Tree Alive? That's kind of strange. Because I thought there was some new. Not, well, Wayne's starting number 3. Melissa says that's her second. Not one person in here is a newbie. Because I know we got a few newbies. Ah, there's one right there, Joy. Okay, good, good. Who else? Joyce is first. Yep. All right, keep going. Who else? Just you two? Okay. All right, it's fine. It's all good. So when you start your first clue and you're following the directions, and sometimes these clues have 2 sections like this one does. So I just finished section 1. And the directions, when you finish a section at the bottom of where the section 1 is at, it's going to say something like this. It's going to say, label this step 1A. Okay? You need to label. If you don't label and you wait, because I learned this the hard way, because the first 2 PMQs I didn't label them, and then wonder why I had such difficulty with them. Laura says it's her first time. So here it'll tell you when you finish a section what you need to label it. And I take paper and a pen and I label each one, not just one. You don't want to just put all 4 together and not label. You need to label each one what it tells you to label. And the reason you need to do this is so that when we get to month 10 and we get the clue to finish, it's going to say it tells you where you're going to put this, but it'll also tell you block 1A or block 1B. And if you don't label them, you may not necessarily know the difference between one from the other. Because sometimes some of these blocks look the same when you're making them. And you can easily put the wrong block in the wrong place if you haven't labeled them. So this is a tip. Label when it tells you to label, you label.
I remember labeling mine for the one that I completed.
Yeah, but it's better to tell people to do this. I wish somebody would have told me that to follow the directions, because I ignored it. And then when I got to month 10, I got stuck and put 2 blocks in the wrong places because they looked the same to me.
Yeah, I'm one of those. I'm like, I don't know, super anal when it comes to, like, I'm the messiest person in the world. But when it comes to certain things, like my crafts, I'm like super anal. It makes no sense.
Definitely have had to learn the hard way. And now I have project boxes that I keep my PMQs in to even lessen a problem. That's why you probably saw I have them over here.
I have a crap ton of them.
Yeah, each one of my PMQs is one of these.
For me, every project is in its own
It's got
box
its own
or
box.
bin or yeah.
Yep. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and start on section 1B. I gotta reorganize these because they got messed up.
when I was doing my postcard from Sweden quilt, it was like the way I had all those triangles labeled, because you have
Uh-huh.
to.
Yeah, because if you
You have
don't,
to keep, you'd be messed up.
yep. And I've learned the hard way about not doing it, by doing it, because by not doing it, I end up with a big mess. And then, you get frustrated because you can't figure out what you did wrong. Now, here is what I think I
These blocks are not going to get finished today. I do not think so.
get what you can get done, chugging along. There's always tomorrow to finish it.
I'm not worried about it, but it would have been nice.
To finish.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I understand. Okay. This is
Because I'm only allowed to do work on this during this session. Once this session is over, I have to do other stuff.
Oh, okay.
I have to make rules for myself sometimes.
I understand how that is. Yeah, it's like I was thinking, okay, what will I sew which live? And I decided, well, I'll do my StrongerTogether with Katy tomorrow, since we're sewing together anyway, and I'll work on my PMQ for tonight. And then Saturday, we are going to attempt to start quilting that quilt with no name. I haven't given it a name. I don't know what to call it. Do you know if Sean's gonna? Yes, he will be at QuiltCon on Saturday. He can't talk himself into going for more than one day. He doesn't think he can handle the crowd. Being an introvert, it makes it really difficult.
I'm pretty introverted, but I don't have any anxiety. So I can be around people. I just don't talk to them.
What I can't handle is people touching me or bumping into. It's more about bumping into me, stuff
No,
like
I
that.
don't like that. I don't like
That's
people
what
in my
gets me
space.
all up. Yeah, I can't deal with that. I can't stand to be touched like that. Now, if you walk up and say, "Can I hug you?" Sure, you can hug me. But coming up and touching me without asking, oh, no. Katy, let's see. Andrea said she just did the last bunny check before dark. Both those have built their nest now, which is a good thing. Wayne said something. Wayne made a good point that some PMQ clues are one big block. Yep.
Yeah.
It says, same at sewing with Wayne. I also save the instructions with each clue. Yes, I do. I put mine with the
Yep.
clue
I
in
do
my
too. I put
block.
the clue. Yep, the clue and the block together.
I'll fold my clue in half, and then I put my clue in here like that. Okay, so yeah. All right, let's get on with this next part. First, I gotta read the directions. Okay, we're gonna make two to join.
Yeah, I told myself that when this is, I forgot I had to make those hair ties. So when I'm done with this, I'm gonna move on to that since I don't have to worry about dinner.
Yeah.
I got time.
You got time. What did y'all end up doing for dinner?
Oh, I don't know what those people are eating.
Those
I'm
people.
fasting. I'm avoiding the kitchen. No,
Oh,
I'm lying.
yeah,
I'm
they're
I'm,
on
I'm
their own
lying.
when it comes to fasting.
There's leftover ribs, roasted potatoes, and we're out of broccoli. The broccoli's all gone, but they can make a salad. There's lettuce, tomato, cucumber. What's up? You can go. It's fine.
Yeah, you can go
Nobody
in.
can see you.
We're not, we're not shy. Well, not why, as long as you're not shy. Which one's
You're
coming
probably
in?
the shyest person here. No, that's my son going to take out the trash.
How old's your son?
16.
Oh, he's at dating age.
Yep.
Dating age and driving age. Enough to give mama a heartache.
Well, mama's not made of money, so unless you can pay your own car insurance and all your own expenses, I cannot help you.
Well, that's why he'll have to get a part-time job for. Joyce
Yep.
says,
Yeah.
gotta
He
go
had a little
people.
interview earlier this week.
Yeah. You get a part-time job and then you work for it. Teaches you responsibility.
Yep.
Joyce says,
My
gotta
oldest
go.
daughter. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Joyce says, gotta go people. The stray cats are calling me. Feed me, feed me, feed me. Now you can go. She put it in all caps.
That's awesome.
Sound like my dog. Guess where the dog is at?
Under your feet.
Yep. All right. Anyway, back to what you were saying.
What was I saying?
We were talking about responsibility, blah, 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 for your 16-year-old.
Oh, yeah. So my first daughter, my oldest daughter, she was given a car by my aunt, not by me. And she had to get a job to make, so she could make, keep up all her stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My middle daughter, she didn't get a car until she could get a loan and get her own car and had a job and can pay all her own bills. And my son is going to be the same way. I mean, unless his dad does it, it won't be me. Because car insurance in North Carolina for a teenager is like $400 a month.
Yep. Because they're risky. And it's
Mom's
worse
not
for boys,
paying that.
and it's worse for boys who are 16 than girls.
Mhm. So none of my kids drove until they were over 18. At least my two girls didn't drive until they were over 18.
Uh-oh, something's gone on.
Oh, did we get cut off?
No, something happened with my
Okay.
machine.
Okay.
No, it's something here with the thread not going. No, what's going on here? Let me have a look at that bobbin. It's getting low, but it shouldn't be giving me a trouble yet. I know one thing, I'm going to be playing chicken with it soon. And it's my last bobbin, and then I'm going to have to make a bunch of them. Do you know I find winding bobbins boring?
I hate winding bobbins. That's why I'm gonna miss my Janome because I hate winding bobbins so much that sometimes I would just buy the pre-wound bobbins. I would just get a couple of them. And that way, if I had a day when I just like didn't feel like it, I had some.
Oh, it must not have liked the leader I was using. It was too thick, I guess. Interesting.
Oh.
Luane says paid $700 for a 5-year-old Mustang 2 for my first car. Tacky looking, but it was mine. You know what my
There
first
you
car
go.
was? My very first car, and I stayed in trouble with it too, was a 1967 Pontiac GTO with a 400 cubic engine in it with dual exhaust and the whole 9 yards. And when you drove that thing, you could get to 0 to 60 in like 1 second. Oh my God, every cop in Columbia County knew who I was because I was always getting caught speeding or squealing tires somewhere. Or I had this friend in church. He always liked to goad me at the stoplight. He says, my car, because he had a Chevy something. And he would say, my car's faster than your car. And we would gun it through the stop, through the light when it turned green. And I would always get nailed every freaking time. I had a lot of fun in that car.
I bet you did.
I kind of regret not hanging on to it. But, you know, it wouldn't have done me any good over here, though. but it was cherry red. We had my dad had rebuilt the engine and everything in it. I paid for all of what he done to it, and then we painted it cherry red. So I mean, when you drove through town, everybody stopped to look at the car, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was it was getting close to being a classic car. They no longer made GTOs by the time I started driving it. I have done it.
I was in my 20s before I got my first car
I had a
or
part-time
my
job.
license.
I had a part-time job working at a cactus nursery from the age of 13, so I had money saved up. Because my dad didn't believe in giving us anything for free. When you left house, and if you got in trouble, too bad. Melissa said she didn't get her first car until she was 22. Wow. Hi, Sylvia.
I was 26.
Look what Andrea said she had. Her first car was a 1962. Wow, that was the year I was born.
A Ford Fairlane
with
a
rusted out floorboard. And I went on the floor, but every time it rained, I got my feet wet. Oh my gosh. Gas was 50 cents a gallon. I remember when it was less than $1 a gallon.
When I started driving, it was 99 cents here. And I had a little blue Honda Civic. I think it was what year was that? Like a 1992. This was in 2001.
Uh-huh.
No, I think it was an 89 Honda Civic. It had no air conditioning in it because my aunt bought it when she was in California and she was in the San Francisco area and she never needed AC. But she drove it here. She drove it cross country from California here. And then when she got here, we have a completely different climate. She was like, "Oh, I need air conditioner here." So she gave me that car when I was 26. And that's when I got my license.
Do you know my husband doesn't have a driver's license?
Does he?
No, he doesn't.
What made him not?
Because before he and I got together, he hardly was ever home because he was always working. And he has me, and he's like, "Why don't I need to get a driver's license when I got you?" I'm like, "Great." Because we had, when we went to Denmark, the last 2 times we went to Denmark, it was for his to get re-educated. He has to up his paramedic license and firefighting license. He has to update that every so often, so he has to go to Denmark to do it. And the last 2 times I've gotten to go with him, and the company provided a car because I have a driver's license. And we have had such a good time driving parts of Denmark because it meant I got to see parts of it without sitting, on an airplane.
There you go.
Yeah. Look at this teal, you guys. That is the richest teal color I think it looks blue on the camera.
Yeah, it's just coming across as blue.
Yeah, it's this teal color. It's so beautiful. Okay, so this is going to be G, F, and then this is C and D. Okay. Donnell says, my first car was a Pontiac Bonneville when I was 19. Man, that is a really big car.
That is a big car.
Yep. I know about it. Those are huge cars. Talk about a gas hog. Andrea said she could cruise all night on $1 worth of gas. I was the only one of my friends with a car. So they put the gas in and 6 or 8 of us girls piled in so we could cruise all night. That's funny. That's so cool that you got to do that though. cruising was the thing back then.
Yeah, I grew up in the city.
Loud
Everybody took the
music.
bus or the train. Almost nobody had a car.
Yep. Let me see. Sylvia says license at 16, but car when I was 23. Yeah, see, I've been driving since I was 15. Here you can't get a driver's license until you're 18. Not even a restricted license. You have to be 18 to get a car license.
Did you get ice by any chance? I had texted you yesterday. I texted you yesterday. But I figured you didn't see it. That's all right.
Robin says, "Oh my God, Donnell, my mom had one when I was a kid. It was like
have it
a
today.
boat." Oh,
I'm fasting. I can't have calories, period. I'm gonna hop off soon. I want to
okay.
shower and go to bed kind of early today so I don't starve. The biggest tip I read about fasting was just go to bed. Just go to bed early. When you wake up, it'll be over.
When is it supposed to be over?
Mine will be over at 10 a.m.
Oh, so not too terribly long tomorrow.
Mm-mm.
All right, now we're going to do B. And E. It'll be interesting to see how this PMQ is going to come out.
It was hard to avoid all for the one that I collected all the clues. It was like so difficult to not to avoid spoilers.
Yeah, I'll bet. I've never been an ambassador. Okay, so got that one done. Now we need F and D. This is, I think these boutiques are Robert Kaufman fabric, if I remember right.
I got the chat. Uh oh shoot, hold on.
Charlotte says, excited. My first Cotton Cuts PMQ has shipped. Happy dance. Congratulations. That means somebody's going to have something in the mail in a few days.
So Joyty says, I don't want to say what she says, I don't want to say what my first car was. Robin Marie said, oh my God, her mom had one when she was a kid. Must be talking about that Bonneville.
Yeah.
Sylvia said that she had a small truck. Luane says his mom had said her first car was a 1952 Packard she got when she was 13 in 1956. And Joy T says she also spent some time cruising down Broad Street over and over for hours.
Yeah, I remember all the time riding. Every chance I could escape home.
Andrea said her stepdad was a cop and often stopped her just to check to make sure she was behaving. It's the Alaska Bush 14 to get a license. Oh, I'm not forgetting the hair ties. That's why I can't do anything after this live because I'm gonna focus on getting the hair ties done and out the way. And then if I get that done, by the time I finish, that'll be time for me to go to sleep. Uh, okay, so Joyce's talking to Charlotte because she's asking if Charlotte got an email to tell her her PMQ shipped, and she
Oh, it
said
is.
she's gonna check hers.
How
Oh,
long?
hey, Sojo Quilty Stitchy Things. How you doing? Hello, hello.
How long have we been on? Can you tell on your end? No, wait. I can tell on this one. No, I can't tell on that one either. I don't think.
I feel like such an old person because I go watch back and I see myself all up in the camera because I'm trying to see the screen to read the words.
Yep. We've been on 3 hours.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and log off and get ready, finish my hair ties and get ready for bed, take a shower.
Yeah, I think okay. I'm thinking what I'm thinking that when I finish these little small pieces, yeah, 3.5 hours. Yeah, I probably exceeded keeping y'all this long. Are y'all ready to get off? Let's see how many are actually ready to get off. Man, 3 hours gets away so fast. Charlotte said she looked at her order on Cotton Cuts. Yeah, I looked yesterday to see if by any chance my kit's been mailed and it wasn't. Robin says yes. Who else is ready to get off? Because I probably should call it. Church in a half an hour, so I have to go. Oh, all right. Okay, so thank you everyone for coming tonight. Thank you for coming and sharing the love with Chaunda. We've been really excited about sewing together, and I'm hoping that she'll come back and sew some more because this has been to me this has been very enjoyable, and it gets us more comfortable with being in front of all of y'all, and I'm just totally happy about it. So thank you all for coming tonight, and I'll let you say what you're going to say.
No, I just appreciate everybody joining. Like, I'm a solitary person. I'm very introverted, and normally it's just me down here by myself sewing for hours by myself with no one to talk to and no interaction. So it's just really, really nice to be able to like sew and laugh and interact with other people and have a bit of a community. So it's a good time.
And I hope if you haven't done it yet, please go over to Chaunda's channel. If you have not subscribed, I'm fixing to post her link one more time. Please go there
And I will be checking out Sewing with Wayne, and there was one more. I think it was
Wayne and Kelly and
Kelly.
I don't know
And
if I
Donnell
posted
Stitchery.
Donnell. Did I post Donnell's?
I don't remember. I was going to go back in the chat and find them all.
Let me post it just in case I didn't. I knew I did Kelly. Yeah, hit that thumbs up, you guys, if you didn't do it.
I did. I thumbs up. Well, no, I thumbs up the old one. I wanted to tell you
guys, I know you sooner or later someone's going to ask. Right now, my watch hours are at 7,100. Kudos to all of you who have taken time to watch my videos. Keep pushing them, keep watching them, because I would love to see 10,000 hours, because that would mean that I have my channel established enough that if I have a little drop off, it won't like take me completely out unless I do something and crush and burn it all together. You never know with me. So, but anyway, I wanted to say thank you for that, because that means people are watching my videos, and I appreciate it. And keep engaging with us, and go engage with Chaunda's channel. Also, go watch her videos. Give her some of those watch hours. She would appreciate it. It would help her too.
Absolutely.
Yep. And Joy T says, I've been subscribed to Chaunda, but want to know what day time your podcasts are. So can you answer that question?
I just post randomly. The only day that I post with any regularity is Thursday. I normally post when the spirit moves me to post. So I don't have like a set schedule. The only scheduled day I have is Thursday.
So, before you run off, let me ask them something. I would like a little feedback. Do you guys like it when we have people sewing together? I mean, to me, sewing with someone else has made this experience so much better. I'm getting to meet other people and sewing with them. And I think the engagement's a lot better between us and y'all because we have two people. And what do y'all think about that? Because I think I'm kind of leaning to where I want to do all of my lives with someone with me if possible. I mean, it may not necessarily happen all the time, but I'm really enjoying this setup by doing something with someone else. And Chaunda's easy to sew with. She's so cool. Charlotte said she subscribed to your channel, has been for a while. Cool. Repeat question, please. Oh, she must have got a ad. Do you guys, are you enjoying this where I'm bringing someone to sew with me and we're sewing together? That's not a lot of people got some ads. Oops. Because I don't know. I know Chaunda's enjoying sewing with someone because she's never done a live, and this has helped her get her feet wet to a live. And I think that, I think that we all are gaining something by sewing together. So what do y'all think about me constantly having other people to sew with me? See, love the format.
I like having other people to do I like having someone else to be able to read comments with, so it's not like all on one person.
Yeah, yeah, and you're in, and both people are getting to sew at the same time while you're doing it. Yeah. Well, Wayne says he likes to guest. I think the format works. I'm sorry, Joy. I told it to stop, but it's not stopping, so I guess I have no control over it. I told it to what do you call it? Go to sleep for a while. Joy says I got another dang ad and had to restart for the 10th. I'm so sorry, sweetie. Anyway, I really thank you all for coming, and yeah, we're going to log off. So give each other hugs when you see each other. Have a great week, and I'll see you on the next video, which will be tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Greenland time, which is 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.
I'm going to have to fix the